So, back into it. Hudson Petty still out in front though. Felix Sim not far behind. Millen Sammy. Robinson in fourth, Gurney in five. So she's made up 6 positions, Alana. Nice driving. So Petty about to hit the 10-minute mark of this, the Cadet 12 final. And Felix Sim's not far behind. Don't you worry about that. So, bit of a bunch. So, header again. So make your way up the straight, but he's just got the race to himself just at the moment. So we have got about a minute and a half to go. Hudson Petty out in front. Sammy with Sim and Robinson. So second and third is the race of the minute, Sim and Sammy. Try saying that with a mouthful of marbles. But Hudson Petty well and truly out in front. What a race he's had. Robinson sitting fourth with Alana Gurney. So head up, come around, and he's still got a bit of time left, and it looks like he just puts the head down and says, well, I'm going for this. Look out for Sammy and Sim. What's going to happen with second and third here for the Melbourne title, Cadet 12? Now, round the bend, tries to get through there. We're watching with interest. This is second and third, by the way. Hudson Petty's got the race on his own, sitting out in front. Sammy just waiting. Sim is anyway. Felix waiting on Milan Sammy to make a mistake. Will he make a mistake? We should have this lap here. In fact, there might be a couple of laps left, so plenty of time in the race to get in 12. So Petty up the straight. Sammy, they go out wide. Sim. And this is all about trying to get a podium spot here, Sammy and Sim. And our race leaders out there on the camera, you can see there at the moment, beautiful camera work. Hudson Petty has been from go to woe. Fantastic racing here to the Cadet 12. So the number 95, Hudson Petty, well and truly out in front. So that is your race leader, and your race winner, Hudson Petty. The number 95 has picked up the title for the Cadet 12. Congratulations to him. What a great race from start to finish. Felix Sim. I reckon Milan Sammy just gone off of that last lap. Thanks, Daniel, for that. I missed it as I was watching Hudson. But Luke Robinson's picked up third. Milan Sammy in fourth. Alana Gurney, who started on the front position, ended up being 11th halfway through the race and has finished fifth. So good effort, Alana. Rossi Yu in sixth. Jarvis Hingle in seven. Bell Bowen in eight. Vidovic is in 9. Our man Michael Zarkis has taken the top 10 spot. Nico Houston in 11. Gill in 12. Devlin in 13. Clark in 14. Colby in 15. Spence in 16. Ali White in 17. Max Reed 18. Ribovitsky in 19. And Mather in 20. And Jax Wortley in number 21. So they all got mostly through the race. Ismail in 22. Hunger in 23. Cox in 24. Spence 25, Citatel in 26, Cairns in 27, Newman in 28, 29 was close, 30 was Grace Hamer, I should say, and Tester number 31. Got a couple of DNFs. So that's it. Cadet 12, the winner, Hudson Petty. Congratulations, Hudson. Stand by Super TV. As long as no one kicks the cord anymore. X30 is coming up. We'll be looking forward to that real soon on Super TV. With Zach Finlay, who's doing it on a bit at the minute, makes his way around that bend. It looks like we're going to have a winner for the tag 125 light from start to finish. Last bend, done deal. Comes down the straight, gets sideways a bit, but he's picked up a win. He's just about there too, Mercury. Look out, Phil. You've had the race on your own, mate. Oh, he just went a little bit sideways too. He'll come around and he'll get a lap after this to finish. What a great race here at Bendigo, the Victorian Combined Masters Final. Last lap, what a great race this is. Radford out in front, Mercury pushing him, tries to get through, can't do it. Still out in front, let's see if he can do it. He's out in front, I reckon he might have got there, Phil Radford. Good racing, Mercury's going to have one little last go, gives him a little shove, down to the checkered flag, and it is Phil Radford. As you can see, there's a slower racer in there too, by the way. So Sasso and Zach Thompson got nothing. He got eyes off the track. Oh no, Finlay, he's crashed. He will be...
Okay. Hey, Armatron.
Welcome back to this one, the big one, the Cadet 12 has been run. I'll cross that one out. We're into the X30, so looking forward to that. Going to be a big race too. Lots and lots. In fact, there's 23 starters in this race. So the big race that everybody wants is the big X30. I keep saying A for some reason, Daniel. I don't know why. Just give us a slap, will you, mate? That might sort me out.
No, I don't think you want that, mate.
So the X30. Just waiting for everyone to get into formation here. There's a couple of drivers at the back there that are just taking their time. Maxi Walton out on the front grid with Mika Lemasua. And I think we might be set for a start. In fact, we look pretty good in racing now in the X30. So just trying to get into that first turn. Oh, a little push and shove. Lemasua got pushed back. And as you can see, they've nearly all made their way through. In fact, one slides. But certainly just a tough give on that first turn until they start to settle down. So we'll let them settle down and get in the X30 final. As they make their way round. You see the city of Melbourne in the background. That's where we are. The Melbourne titles. And they'll settle down for what's going to be a big race. We've got 12 minutes here, plus a lap. So coming down the straight now. Just getting a little bit sideways there is Whitmore. So the first two, Maxi Walton sitting in second. He was off the front line there. Casabine is in third. Hippie. Zach Turner, fourth. Christian Zasso back to fifth. Harrison seventh. Enright in eighth. And I'm just trying to find where our leader was before, the man out in front. And he's disappeared. So Whitmore, he's got a couple of carts on Maxi Walton, that is. And the A event, they say, but they're all of A events as far as I'm concerned. This is the X30 here at Melbourne. Whitmore into the big turn up the top where you get the most speed here at Melbourne. And the Maxi Walton, Casabine sitting in third, Pippi doing a good job. Finlay, Turner, both been in other races and other heats today, so they might have a couple to contend. So the X30, big race here at Melbourne. So Whitmore doing a good job so far. Maxi Walton is sitting in second. He was off pole too. Pippi Casabine, third. Got some trouble with Finlay right behind her as they scoot up the straight. Chucks it sideways there. They all make their way around that big right-hander. Then you go back into another right-hander, and a lefty, and then another big righty. Try that on for size. With the X30. So Whitmore out in front, Brody. Maxi Walton second. Casabine is in third. As you can see, there's not a lot in this race. Everyone seems to have stayed online. Big spectators around the track as well. So as we head back up the straight, so Whitmore out in front. Walton just gets sideways nicely, Whitmore. We're nearly 3 minutes into this race. It's a 12-minute race, by the way, if you're watching for the first time. Plus a lap, a couple of manoeuvres there. Late stage, we'll give you the top 10 as we watch Whitmore come into that corner with Maxie Walton. Kip Casabine sitting third, Finlay, Zach Variety in fourth, Zachy Turner's in fifth, Darson Harris in sixth, Enright seven, Christian Tasso back in eight, Risman in nine, and Nika Lamasua is sitting in 10th and was actually on pole position. So some work to do for Nika. Back to the race though as they head up the straight. Brodie Whitmore doing it nicely out in front. Walton waits for the right time to jump on the back of Whitmore. Starting to fill that gap a little bit. Casabine and Finlay are in for a little ding-dong battle for third as well, as you can see behind there. So Turner, Harris, Enright. And 3.5 gone. 12-minute race with a minute or an extra lap afterwards. So Whitmore, Walton. So head back up the straight, and there's nothing between Whitmore and Maxie Walton. Says, I might grab you this lap. We'll see how we go. Similar situation with Zach Finlay sitting fourth and Kiki Casabine sitting third. Good racing all round though in the X30. Not sure we've had a race this close so far in the finals. Normally the leaders well and truly out in front when we fight for the minor placings. So Whitmore, look out, here comes Maxie Walton. Is he going to try here? Try to duck her on the inside, decides not to. Casabine and Finlay sitting in third and fourth as we head it back up the straight. 4 minutes ticked over on the clock there. As we haven't got go-kart sound enough, we've got motorbikes going past, Daniel. We're going all right.
Yeah.
As long as they don't kick the cord.
No.
Whitmore, Walton, Casabine and Finlay. That's the top four. Rounding it out as number 5 is Noah Enright. Zach Turner's down in 6th. It's a big fight to get on the podium. So Whitmore comes around. We're racing around 40. Nika Masua has started on pole, sitting 7th at the moment. He's got a really quick time that lap too, of 40.254. So can he do some work back there, Mika? He's got some, well, he's got a job ahead of him. So Whitmore to Walton. It's a ding-dong battle, this one. They make their way round. Brodie's driving nicely. You need to be with Maxie Walton on your tail. Casabine sitting third. Zach Finlay sitting on her tail too. We've got a beauty here at the Melbourne Titles 2026. Walton comes through, thinks about it, says, no, we've got the straight coming up. There'll be other opportunities, particularly when there's 7 minutes to go in this race. Now up the straight, Whitmore out in front, gets nicely sideways in front of Walton. Casabine still sitting third with Zach Finlay. And those 4 have drawn out to a fairly big lead on the rest of the pack, as you can see on the Super TV cameras. So they've probably picked up about a dozen karts, the first 4 on the rest of the field. But it is Whitmore out in front. Maxie Walton will know a spot where he wants to try to pass him, Maxie. Good experience. Is it here? No. Sits back and waits. Puts the pressure on Whitmore, says you can take the race for now, but it won't matter if I can get ahead of you at any stage. Really pushing Whitmore into the corner. Is Walton just on the tail there, trying to make the way round. They duck in, it's like a tunnel, but it's not. So Walton tucks up on the left. A bit of a gap now back to Finlay, who's taken over Casabine in that 3rd spot. So good racing by Maxie Walton. Don't discount Max Walton trying to get up there fairly quickly too. You can see him in their 3rd spot, Casabine in 4. As we head back around. back up to the home straight. It's a different way this year, different way to race. They don't normally race this way here at the Melbourne City track. With Whitmore, he's got Walton on his tail and has had for the last 7 laps. So we've done 7:30 in this 12-minute race here, the A30 final here at Port Melbourne. And it's a race in 2 at the minute, at the minute I should say. Whitmore and Walton. And he reckons Zach Finlay sits back there. Is he going to challenge? Because, I mean, the thing is, if you're going to challenge, there's also an opportunity to slide off the track. We've got lots of bends on this track, as you've seen. And their race leader, Brodie Whitmore. Maxie Walton, Zach Finlay is sitting 3rd. Here's Casabine in 4. Lima Masua's up to 5th, so another great lap from Mika, 40.070. Zach Turner, 6th, Enright 7. We'll look back to Harris in 8, Christian Zasso in 9, and Chad Risman is sitting in the 10. That rounds out the top 10. So back to the race of the 8-minute mark of this A30 final, the Melbourne Titles, go-karting in 2026 on a ripping day here in Melbourne. It's not often you say that. So up the straight, Whitmore takes that bend nicely. Walton's gone nowhere though, sitting right on his tail. Finlay. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Zach Finlay. He knows he's close enough, just waiting for a mistake in the front 2 with Whitmore and Walton. Casabine back in 4th, but looking comfortable at the minute. Limasua, again, another quick lap by Mika. He's got the work in front of him. But the race is in 2 just at the moment. Whitmore, they come round to the bend again. And we're getting to the last stages of this, the big final in the X30. So 9:30 gone, 12-minute race by the way. Max Walton's thinking, when am I going to do this? When am I going to challenge? When am I going to take the lead? I want it bad. Brodie Whitmore says, you're not going to do it. It's not going to happen for you, mate. You're not going to do what you think you're going to do. So, Finlay, let's see how far away he is. Actually, Pippi Casabine has caught up to Finlay, so it's a good fight for 3rd spot as well, as you can see. So good driving. And come back up, and I tell you what, I reckon he might have just about got him. In fact, he has. So Walton's just got him there. Fantastic. Oh, he comes back the other way. Whitmore, he might have kept him out of it. He has. So what a race we've got here in 2. Whitmore lost it for about 20 seconds. Max Walton and Zach Finlay. All of a sudden they bunch up with Pippi Casabine in 4th spot. While I think the race is in 2, it's in 4. It is in 4, and Mika Limasua is sitting 5th. Don't discount him either. So come back up the straight. 10 minutes have gone. And Whitmore has taken the lead over Walton. Finlay, Casabine with Limasua in 5th. And you can see Mika's not that far behind. So watching the race leaders at the moment, we've done 10:52. So we've probably got 3 laps to go in this X30 race. Whitmore, Walton. Max sneak again, he does, grabs the lead. Nice manoeuvre by Maxie Walton as he comes down, and they'll all bunch up again. That's what happens when you manoeuvre like that, they're all bunched up. So Walton out in front, trying to get through. Whitmore can't do it on the bend. There's a little push and shove here. But Walton keeps his spot. Whitmore, we thought it was a race in 2, well I did anyway, but it's not. It's a race in 5 now. Look at Limasua sitting 5th. What a cracking race this is. We'll get this lap here at the 11-minute 33 mark, and we may get another lap. We'll just watch with interest to see what the officials do when they give the final lap here. It's going to be on for young and old in the X30. So Walton out in front. Whitmore sits on his cake hole and says, I'm going to chase you any minute. So come through. This is the last lap. So Walton out in front. Can Whitmore get something going through the bend? Doesn't decide to do it there, Brodie. Finlay sitting 3rd. Oh, might have just gone off the track there. given up the spot was Kazabine. So back to the race leaders. Walton out in front. Whitmore not far away. Can he get there, Brody? He's had the lead for probably the last 9 minutes. But Maxie Walton out in front. It is the X30. Can he keep his position here? What's he going to do up the straight? I reckon he's got it, Maxie Walton. He comes around the bend, looks pretty good. He punches the air. Can he get there? Yes, he does. So Walton gets there in front of Whitmore. What a race that was. Zach Finlay has finished up third. Mika Lemasua was a great race. He was on pole and slipped back to 11th and got up to 4th. Zach Turner in 5th. Noah Enright is in 6th. And sadly we saw Pippa, which he's finished down the track now. Pippa Lisburn, and we'll go through the winners though. That was Maxie Walton's race in the end. What a cracker that was for the X30. Brody Whitmore finished 2nd, Finlay 3rd, Lema Masur with a great drive 4th. Zach Turner 5th, Noah Enright 6th, Risman 7th, Regan 8, Harris in 9, Dowson in 10, Tynan in 11, Sasso in 12, Foster 13, Wasco 14, Ecstasy in 15, Kozalo in 16, Hand 17, 18 was Jones, Levi Jones, that is in 19, follows in 20, Gifford in 21, and sadly for Pippa, who is sitting 4th spot, has finished 22nd, and we had one that didn't finish. So that it is the race done and dusted for the X30, the winner, Max Walton. What a cracking race. We hope some of the other finals coming up soon, including the one shortly, which is the Tag 125 Heavy Final. It's coming your way on Super TV. We might take a break and get a breath up, eh? Back soon. Melbourne titles, Super TV. With Zach Finlay, who's doing it on a bit at the minute, makes his way around that bend. It looks like we're going to have a winner for the Tag 125 Light from start to finish. Last bend. Done deal. Comes down the straight, gets sideways a bit, but he's picked up a win. He's just about there too, Mercury. Look out, Phil. You've had the race on your own, mate. Oh, he just went a little bit sideways too. He'll come around and he'll get a lap after this to finish. What a great race here at Bendigo, the Victorian Combined Masters Final. Last lap, what a great race this is. Radford out in front, Mercury pushing him, tries to get through, can't do it. Still out in front. Let's see if he can do it. He's out in front. I reckon he might have got there, Phil Radford. Good racing. Mercury's going to have one little last go. Gives him a little shove down to the checkered flag, and it is Phil Radford. As you can see, there's a slower racer in there too, by the way. So Sasso and Zach Thompson got nothing. He got eyes off the track. Oh no, Finlay. He's crashed. He will be...
Okay. Hey, Armatron. Pull that deceiver lever. Show him what you got. Come on. Blocked by Telstra. Oh, what a surprise. I don't even know what that is.
Certainly we'll have a look at it just after the race for you, but it isn't a good situation. As you said, Scotty, it was one of the worst you've seen, and you've been around for a long time. The QEO needs to hurry.
Contact. She has to get this in.
Bertocchini. Oh! How about that?
Going into
extra time.
Looks like that first start's just under the triple. He's very good at just throwing it just over the top, which looks like he's done just again there.
Just about the last shot from Gabriel Richards, right behind it. No, gave it to Kelly Wilson on the buzzer. See, when you get on a roll, doesn't matter what sport it is, whether it's 8-ball or footy or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Same here too. And then on the other side, you've got...
Chat to the old man before, still talking about Collingwood, which I didn't want to hear about. This is Whittle, bottom of the pack, trying to get out, pushed everyone out of the way. Big Harry had a shot at goal as he put it through. He has! So racing in the tag 125 heavy. So Lachlan Senior out in front, Matty Smith. 6 seconds. We let him settle for a lap. As you know, when there's so many in the race, 24 starters in this race. So up the top of the straight. And Matty Smith out in front. Lachlan Senior second. Baroni sitting third. Q Sales, Hugo. Q Sales, by the way, in fourth. Maritz 5. And Smith says, see you later. I want to be in front for quite a while. 12-minute race again with an extra lap at the front. Smith won't have it all his way though. Lachlan Senior, this is, by the way, the tag 125 heavy, which for people that don't know, it's 15 plus years, same powerful engines as tag light, but at a higher minimum weight. So we're going to see a fair bit of overtaking, I would have thought, in this race. But at this stage, Smith, Sini and Peroni, Sebastian. Names you'll often hear on the Golden Power Series around the region. Benny Maritz is sitting fourth. Q Sales is in fifth. Moore, sixth. Wallace, 7. Nathan Lee, 8. Lumsden in 9. And Lee Harrison in 10. As they make their way up the top of the straight. Round into the big right-hander. Right-hander extends. Then back into a left-hander as they go around there again. Looking at a right-hander there. And there's lots and lots of bends in this big track if you just joined us for the first time, Super TV. It is, by the way, a tag 125 heavy. So Smith out in front, Sini. Nice job for first 4 spots of the minute. Nice tussle, I should say. Peroni 3, Maritz in 4. And up the straight. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Just got to know when to back off or when to hit that corner. The first 4 get through nicely. As you can see in the background, a couple of karts have made their way off the track already. Not hard to do, fortunately. Beautiful day here in Melbourne. You see the sun off the visors of the helmets of the drivers. Good crowd too, big crowd. Melbourne in the background, skyline. But it is Smith out in front, Cindy second. Brody sitting third and Maritz 4. And it's got nice gap back to Hugo Q Sales, who probably feels like he's got no friends in 5th spot. So Smith around, Cini, to Peroni, and also Maritz. We'll go to your top 10 too, just to give you an indication of what's happening in this. The tag 125 heavy. Q Sales in 5, Wallace in 6, Chad Moore's in 7, Daniel Brown in 8, Lee Harrison in 9, and Nathan Lee rounds out your top 10. So Smith doing much wrong at the moment, Matty Smith. We've done 3 minutes of a 12-minute race, so there's plenty of time left, unfortunately, to make mistakes. And that's what they're hoping for, just behind him there with a series of drivers, and Cini, Baroni and Maritz. He's done nothing wrong, Matty Smith. They bunch up around that big turn to the top of the hill, back into the lefty, and swing around again for the righty. Here's the lefty, bang into the right-hand turn. This is where the speed will be on. They all start to bunch up. Here comes Smith. He's got Cini right on his tail. Right on his tail too. Is he going to manoeuvre here? No. Decides to keep the formation with Peroni in 3rd and Maritz in 4. Around the bend, I'll just work their way through some of these challenges. So, good racing out in front. As Hasn't done much wrong at all, Maddie Smith. They start to bunch up around these corners. If anywhere, that's probably going to be the bend which will lose the spot in. We're back up the straight. Not much you can do here except get in the slipstream and just hit him behind, and that's exactly what's happening at the minute. So Smith keeps his spot. Seen he's on his hammer, thought about it there. With Lachlan Sini. While he was thinking about it, Peroni might have been thinking about the same thing on him. It didn't work either way. It's in 4. So 5.5 minutes gone. And this the tag 125 heavy here at the Melbourne Titles Super TV right across Australia and the world. As they bunch up again, and they'll come around to take the bend and back up this big straight here at Melbourne. I reckon that's the Westgate behind there. Is that right, Daniel? Westgate, bridge behind?
Could be, mate. Very well. Good chance.
Thank you. Just had confirmation. Didn't feel like I wanted to be silly today. Smith, Sini, Peroni, Moritz. That's been your race for the last 3 or 4 minutes. And the rest of daylight just at the moment, as you can see, there's hardly anyone. It feels like they've got the race on their own. And still sitting 5th is Hugo Q Sales. He's got a job to do to catch up, but then the rest of the field's got a job to do to catch up on them. So a bit happening here as they come round. Top of the straight now, the slipstream. Smith, Sini, Peroni. Nothing's changed here with Moritz. Q Sales sitting in 5th, and what's the race leader here at the moment before I give you the top 10. These are the tricky bends you just got to get through. And we've done 7 minutes, so 5 to go. And this is the final of the tag 125 heavy. No positional changes as yet. And I'll get back up the straight and do it all again. So it's some pretty good driving, some experienced lads out here at the moment. Smith, Sini, Peroni, Moritz. So, race leaders tried for a change there in 4th. Didn't work. So, back up the straight again. Maddie Smith. He'd like a bit more distance on second, but it is what it is. Sini, Peroni. Someone's got to make moves sooner or later. Surely wouldn't be happy with where they're at the minute. Super TV. We know that Smith has just got a couple of karts on Sini, so some nice driving here. They'll bunch up into the corner. Ritz in 3rd and Peroni in 4th. Back to Q Sales in 5th, and then it's a big distance after that to Lee Harrison and Daniel Brown. So up the top of the straight. We are now getting to the juicy stage of this race. 8 minutes gone. I think we'll clock over nearly 9 as they come through. 12-minute race. There will be an extra lap after 12 if it works out that way. We'll watch the judges, the official call on that. Really concerned in Super TV because our camera guys are all around the place. One in particular is a big kid. He's got a drone, and that drone is ready, Daniel.
It is, mate. Just waiting for the opportune time.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a worry. Right up the top. We'll check out Melbourne while we're here. Maddie Smith out in front. Sini. Now they've got a nice little gap going here on Ritz and Peroni. And I tell you what, the challenge has got to be on because we're at the 10-minute mark of this, the 12-minute race for the tag 125 heavy. And just gets through there. There's what he was looking for. Can he get back the other way? Ooh. So our race leader is Lachlan Sini. Maddie Smith has had it for, well, what felt forever. 10 minutes anyway. So Sini out in front, Smith, Peroni, Moritz. It's just like they stepped it up a cog in that last 30 seconds as they run around to the main straight here at Melbourne. Now they head up the top of the hill. And through that big right-hander. Down towards the left here, and it'll swing back into a big right-hander. Orsini out in front. 10 minutes 22 on the clock, so there's plenty of race time left here for the tag 125 heavy. Baroni in third, Freddie Moritz in 4, Hugh Sales in 5, Harrison in 6, Brown in 7, Houston in 8, Lumsden in 9, and Moore is in 10. Back up the straight again. Like I said, there's probably 4 laps to go in this race. Sini out in front. Matty Smith, he wouldn't have liked the pass before from Sini, but now he's got his own issues with Baroni. It's just taken over. So using that third spot for Moritz. So good racing here. 11 minutes gone. We've got a minute to go, and then we'll have another lap. So we'll watch the judges, see whether that white flag comes out as we get closer to 12 minutes. I'll make that call. Back up the straight. We've got to look at things and the timing. We'll watch. I reckon there's 2 laps to go. I don't think the white flag will come out. No, it hasn't yet. The race officials up the top there. So Sini, Smith, just nudged his way in there was Baroni, Moritz. And hang on, here's an opportunity. I reckon he's just snuck in there too, Baroni. In fact, he has. So he takes second spot, Sebastian. Sini, Baroni, Smith, and then Moritz, who's trying very, very hard to try and pick up the third spot from Matty Smith, who only had the lead a couple of minutes back. So race leader is Lachlan Sini, Baroni in second, Smith in third. Now he's got a challenge on his hands from Benny Moritz. They'll head back up the straight. This will be the white flag. Surely it is. So last lap is on us. Lachlan Sini out in front in the tag 125 heavy here at the Melbourne Titles. Oh, little push and shove at the back there. I reckon he got through. He did, in fact. Benny Moritz. Crowd loved it anyway. Sini out in front. Baroni second. Moritz is in third. And then back to fourth. It's Matty Smith. Doesn't have to do much wrong here, Lachlan Sini. Just drive the cart like he's been doing. Sebastian Baroni. I don't think you're going to get there, Sebastian. As they make their way around. And this, they'll head towards the finish line, and it'll be a win, I reckon, for Lachlan Sini. He taps the card, says, "You bloody beauty." So good racing, Lachlan Sini. Sebastian Baroni's finished second. Moritz has finished third. Matty Smith back to fourth. Hugo Q Sales in fifth. Harrison sixth. Daniel Brown, Houston, Moore, Rossi in 10. Frith, I should say, in 11. Lee, Waterland. Lumsden in 14, 15 McLaren. Trianata Phyllis is in 16. Obviously Croxford in 17. Caiazello in 18. And Andy Bowie in 19. Few do not finish. But that's your race winner. Lachlan Sini in the tag 125 heavy. And there you go. Super TV drone. How good does that look? Up the top of the track. And how close can we get with the drone, mate? We can't get too close, can we?
Legally or literally?
That's how the Melbourne track appears on the drone, by the way. So wherever you're watching from, we're watching right up at top at the moment, the drone. That's our look. I think we're down. Where are we, Daniel? I can see. Oh, there we are.
Yep,
we're down
got us there, just near the start-finish line.
Yeah, start-finish line we are. Our camera guys, I can see up the top here is Nick. You got Pereira over the other side, right towards the traffic end.
Near those blue tents.
Yep. So our cameras are everywhere, and we've got Seth, who's around the corner here. He's probably on his phone. But that is the shot from the drone. We might take a break here, mate, and come back and keep an eye on that drone and watch the next race, which is the big final for the KA2 final. So we're looking forward to that. That's coming up soon. Super TV, we're up in the air, we're everywhere. In fact, we're in Melbourne for the titles, the go-kart titles. Back soon. So welcome back to, well, Melbourne. You can see it right here on the drone, thanks to Super TV, Telstra, and that is Daniel, picture perfect. That could be my screensaver. That picture.
Yeah, it's a pretty good shot, that one.
You can see in the background, or down the bottom, I should say, they're getting set for what's going to be a magnificent. It is the AA2 boys and girls, 13 to 16. We might see some future supercar drivers in this event. How's that, eh? How exciting is that? So they're doing their practice lap, as you can see on the drone. We've got Michael White and Corey Carson, who are sitting, the ones that are sitting in the first line here, so they just get a little practice lap going. So the KA2. Take you back to ground level. Geez, that was it's like, I haven't been in a lift like that before, mate. It just took my breath away going down that quick. So here we go. They all bunch up nicely. This is the KA2 final here at Melbourne. And they look pretty much ready for a start. Let's watch the officials, the judge. He says, no problem, off they go, and they're off for a nice tussle into that first turn. Corey Carson and Michael White, they've kept their line, or have they? A little push and shove back here. Everyone stays on line, which is good. We always watch the first lap to see how things unravel. But the KA2, just 16 in this race. So not as many as the others. Still the same amount of time though, 12 minutes, plus we get a lap at the end. And we'll watch them go through. But Corey Carson's the man out in front. They'll level themselves out as they do. Towards the straight now. And Carson, what is that? Makes his way through. Michael White has actually slipped in front there. So White well and truly out in front. Geez, he did well there. Little push into that corner. Michael says, come catch me. Carson second. Harvey Cooper's in third. Tom Hart's in fourth. Vichitti in fifth. Mangano in sixth. Steffi Huff in seventh. Jack Larson in eighth. Vincent de Horst in 9, and Ryan Webster rounds out to top 10. So White's got himself a nice lead on the field at the minute. And this is the big one here, the Melbourne titles. You can see the distance between everyone. So White out in front, the number 51. Corey Carson, Cooper, second, third. One racer towards the back who's just gone off the track and should be back on. In fact, Max Mangano has decided to give it up, so he's out. So is Mason Woods, by the way. Both retired. So a minute and a half into the race, and White has the ascendancy. Michael White, Corey Carson in second. Cooper sits third. And top level, there it is, the drone action here at Melbourne, the titles. Carson, Cooper. But the great thing about the drone vision, it does give you an idea of where everyone is as far as the gaps are concerned, the whole lot. So we love to bring that feature to you. Michael White's got the race on his own at the moment, in the racing red colours.
Red goes faster.
Apparently it does, mate. I have heard that. So Carson and Cooper. So make their way around. Tommy Hart sitting in fourth. Took a bit of the track there, Tommy, but off he goes. Continues up, has a look behind him. So nice front sitting in the 2 to 6 minutes at the moment. A little bit of a tussle back there between Lettetti and Larson. And Huff for 6th spot. So White does as he pleases. Michael White sitting 3 minutes into this race. 12-minute race, that is. Comes his way through. Doesn't seem to have the pressure on him just at the moment. Oh, that was not feeling it. He's got Carson out on his own. Yes, he's on his own. Got a couple of lengths on Harvey Cooper. And Tommy Hart and the Chitty sitting in fifth. But we've seen it before in these races. It means nothing early. You're only going to make one small mistake, and all of a sudden, you've got drivers all over your back. Michael White hasn't done that so far in this, the KA2. So it slides down the back of the track here at Melbourne. So take that big right hander, switch down to the left hander, and as you can see from the drone, straight back up. And that's one of the biggest straights it's got to be in go-karting around Australia, I think. So White, Carson, Tommy Hart, a little bit of gap to Cooper. Lashitty's in there too. He's sitting in fifth. Larson, sixth. Vincent the Horse is sitting at seventh. Ranjanen eighth, and Seth Huff nine with Ollie Ahmed rounding out the top 10 here for the Melbourne titles. It is the KA2. So White has actually extended his lead. He is flying, Michael White. Not a race that if you're going to get a big win, fingers crossed for Michael. Do it on your own terms. Exactly what he's doing at the moment. Pressure's on for second spot. Carson and Tommy Hart are having a bit of a ding-dong battle here. They make it around the top turn there, everyone unscathed. White puts the pedal to the metal there and zooms out. Carson and Hart, they are having a ripper battle for second. Then we look back to third and fourth, Harvey Cooper and the Chitty. And our race leader has at his wheat picks, I tell you, he is miles in front. Michael White. And the other thing is he has got miles of time to go. That was a change there too between Tommy Hart and Carson just going into that bend. He won't be happy. Carson. So starting to bunch up a bit. They've got a bit of work to do, the backpack there between 2 and 6. And that won't affect Michael White because he's got no one challenging him. As you'll see, there he is there, miles in front, Mickey White. And could we be seeing his name up in lights in years to come for the supercars? So many supercar drivers have come from go-karting. Some bloke called Piastri, I don't know if you've heard of him. He won the junior title back here in 2014.
2014, so not long ago.
Yeah. Oscar Piastri. So a little bit of change going back there between 2 and 6. We'll keep an eye on that. White out in front though.
Racing just down the road at Albert Park.
Yeah, he is, yep. There's plenty of other races that have made their way through, not just here at Melbourne, right around Australia with go-karting. It is a ripping sport, and certainly we're seeing some of the future superstars here today in Melbourne. So White's got a paddock. Hart and Carson still having a good thingy for the ding-dong battle, that is, for the second, third, fourth spot. He might have got out in front, Hart here in fact. He's got about a second and a bit on Carson. Lettetti's moved up to fourth. That was a good move on Cooper. So 6:43, we're nearly halfway in the 12-minute race. Here's the KA2. Plenty of big races to come too, don't you worry about that. KA3 Senior Medium's on its way shortly, and the Cadet 9 as well. So you can tell how good the microphone's doing today. We're hearing that squealing from the tyres a whole lot. So White comes past the start-finish line here in Melbourne. Heads into the big left-hander. Tommy Hart sitting not far away from him. 7-minute 30 mark. 12 minutes in this race. There's an extra lap if the judges decide to go that way. And he's got himself a nice spot in second, Tommy Hart. You'll see the gap there because no doubt we'll go to the drone very shortly. So White out in front. He's probably got, well, he has got quite a few seconds. And there's the race leader. Yeah, about the same distance back from Hart to Carson, but there's that group that's fighting out for third spot, which is Carson, Chitty, Cooper, and Jack Larson. They throw the cart sideways, getting up to quite a speed up the top of the hill. Just get a check on some of these cart speeds at the top of the hill after this race, Daniel, because I've got a feeling they do get up to a nice speed.
I left my laser gun at home, sorry.
Laser gun, I think of that. Would the drone take a speed?
Unfortunately not.
Bugger. White out in front, 8-minute mark. It comes around Michael to take the next lap on. 4 minutes away from a finish, but gee, Michael White would have to go sideways and spin all the way around and go off into the dirt. I reckon he's still winning at the moment, lying around the tracks. Beautiful driving from Michael White. Remember that name. Tommy Hart, Carson. Tommy Hart's got second at the minute. Carson. Lichitti's in fourth. Cooper in 5. And Larson, Jack Larson, that is in 6th. Hurst in 7th. Redden in 8th. Seth Hupp 9. And not much change really in the top 10. Only Emmett sitting in 10th spot. So back up the straight again, back into the big bend. And White at the 9.5-minute mark of this huge KA2 race. It is the final here at Melbourne. And how good is this track? It's in layers. Look at that. If you see around the bend, you'll see it going up the hill. The only other place I can think of that's got a big hill like that is Bendigo. You can actually go up the hill, which is, they're all different though. Some great tracks around regional Victoria. Seymour's a beauty. Albury, in fact, they're all good. I won't start. So, back up the straight though, White. As he ascends here in this KA2 at the 10-minute mark. So he's got a couple of minutes to go, Michael White. He'll keep doing his thing. They look like they go down a tunnel there. They don't. They just go deep into a big left-hander, back into a right-hander. And some work being done in third to sixth at the minute. So Hart's got second spot. I won't say all sewn up, but he's certainly out in front. There's our race leader, Michael White. Nice gap to Larson. No, sorry, to Hart. Larson will come into view right about there. There he was. Come back up the straight. So Carson, there's our race between 3 and 6. Nothing in it. Carson, Lichitty, Cooper. Had a bit of changing of the guard there. And it want to be soon because not much left in the race. The way Michael White's going, he'll finish this race and drive straight to bloody Melbourne. He is flying. So White out in front. Hart keeps his second. He's happy with that just at the minute. Not much he can really do because the race leader's just had a ripper. So White comes around. KA2. Let's look at times on these laps. And Tommy Hart's just got a really quick lap there. Probably not going to help in the end, but it consolidates his second spot. So Michael White will come round, I reckon, for the big one, which is the what's the name lap? Final lap, that is. So White, there's Hart. He's trying hard, Tommy Hart. He's not going to do much about the gap, but he's just got to keep the thing on the track at the minute, Michael White. He's been doing that beautifully in the KA2 final here in Melbourne. So up there, get the white flag from the judges we saw. Tommy Hart's given it his best. And the race is on for third, fourth and fifth. Cooper, Lachidi, Larson. They do much about it, the boys in the back there. I know the race leader's got it sewn up here. The fight's on for third spot. Who can get on the podium there? Will it be Cooper? Will it be Larson? Lachetti? So White comes around, and this is one of the probably the best victories of the day. He hasn't got the checkered flag. That's our camera taking a picture of him. So White comes through. This is the KA2 final, and Michael White will punch the air as he makes his way through. Look at that, he says, yuppie. Second, Tommy Hart. Here's a race for third. You're going to get there easily, in fact, Cooper, Harvey Cooper. Larson finishes fourth. Lachetti in fifth. Corey Carson has finished sixth. Vincent the Horse in seventh. Rajanen in eighth. Seppi Huff in 9. Ollie Ammett is rounded out your top 10. 11 was Ryan Webster. And then you've got Xavier Misfud in 12 and Oliver Portot in 13. There was 3 drivers that failed to finish, but that is your winner as he makes his way around to the pits now. Congratulations to Michael White, who's picked up the KA2 final. What is fantastic racing here at Melbourne. So a couple of the karts that didn't finish and now be brought back, and we'll get an idea of what's happening with the big one next, which is the KA3 Senior Medium here at Melbourne, the titles. And I think Daniel's done a runner from here, so it means I've got to push a few buttons, which I will. I think he's lost his drone. Hopefully that's not quite the case. We'll see how we go soon. Super TV on a Sunday. We're at the Melbourne time. Who's doing it on a bit at the minute, makes his way around that bend. It looks like we're going to have a winner for the Tag 125 Light from start to finish. Last bend, done deal, comes down the straight, gets sideways a bit, but he's picked up a win. He's just about there too, Mercury. Look out, Phil. You've had the race on your own, mate. Oh, he just went a little bit sideways too. He'll come around and he'll get a lap after this to finish. What a great race here at Bendigo, the Victorian Combined Masters Final. Last lap, what a great race this is. Radford out in front, Mercury pushing him, tries to get through, can't do it. Still out in front, let's see if he can do it. He's out in front, I reckon he might have got there, Phil Radford. Good racing, Mercury's going to have one little last go, gives him a little shove, down to the checkered flag, and it is Phil Radford. As you can see, there's a slower racer in there too, by the way. So Sasso and Zach Thompson got nothing. He got size off the track. Oh no, Finlay. He's crashed. He will be.
Okay. Hey, Armatron. Pull that deceiver lever. Show him what you got. Come on. Blocked by Telstra. Oh, what a surprise. I don't even know what that is.
Certainly we'll have a look at it just after the race for you, but it isn't a good situation. As you said, Scotty, it was one of the worst you've seen, and you've been around for a long time.
Needs to hurry. Contact. She has to get this in.
Bertocchini. Oh! How about that?
Going into
Extra time.
Looks like that first touch just under the triple. He's very good at just throwing it just over the top, which looks like he's done just again there.
Just about the last shot from Gabriel Richards. Right behind it. No, gave it to Kelly Wilson on the buzzer. See, when you get on a roll, doesn't matter what sport it is, whether it's 8-ball or footy or whatever. It's just
Stopping.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Same here too. And then on the other side, you've got
Chat to the old man before, still talking about Collingwood, which I didn't want to hear about. This is Whittle, bottom of the pack, trying to get out, pushed everyone out of the way. Big Harry had a shot at goal as he put it through. He has!
Don't wanna see you
Welcome back to Melbourne. I'll tell you what, the City of Melbourne titles, if they haven't got hot, they are now. KA3 Senior Medium. Boys are ready for a start, and girls, I should say. 25 in the race. On your front lines, Hugo Garraway, Amos Orr's another one. So let's see how if we go racing as they make their way up the top of the straight. Judge looks okay. We are racing in the KA3 Senior Medium. KA3, of course, is the 15 plus years. They're on the same engine as Senior Light, but at a higher minimum weight. So around that bend, always we watch the first lap with interest just to see what happens, Daniel, because you never know, do you?
You never know.
Never know. So they all got through pretty much unscathed, which is good. So Hugo Garraway, who is a race leader, leans right back on the cart. Get up towards the straight. The dirt there for one or two of the back carts. Garraway's got himself the lead. Orr's in second. Dylan Ralph sitting third. Waldron. Tommy Hughes in fifth. And Jared Bottomley. Roberts seven. Phillips eight. Hughes nine. And Olsenko. Nancy Boys in 10. So if you've just joined us, it is the KA3 Senior Medium. Got himself a nice lead so far. Garraway. Done it all before, Hugo. And up the straight. It's time to adjust the old hands on the wheel, so you've got plenty of time, Hugo. Or, Melbourne makes sure we'll be a lap here. Just join us and haven't seen a race before. So Garraway has the ascendancy. Or Ralph, Watts, or Waldron, I should say. Hughes. So Garraway just got to try and beat his own time each lap. No one else to worry about at the moment when you're out in front. Gets up main straight here at Melbourne. I'd like to ask how quick they get up there, Daniel, when I do that still, I promise.
Be a bit of good information.
Yeah, with it. Prep is good,
Apparently, so that's all.
Yeah. Good lead for Garraway or Ralph, Waldron, Hughes. That's the top five in this. The KA3 Senior. Medium, that is, sorry. So, Garraway. Sideways into that corner, he'll come back, look down and round for the big left-hander and straight back up again. He's leaving the rest in his wake at the minute. So Hugo Garraway, and that's a real quick lap as you'd expect if you're out in front. Nearly 3 minutes gone, he's done a 42.28. Or second, Ralph, Waldron, Tommy Hughes, that's a 5 at the minute. Plenty of great racing. Hugo Garraway's actually picked up an extra few carts in regards to the lead. And there's a bit of a change on the bend there. It might have just got in front, little push and shove for this spot. Bottomley and Hughes fighting it out. Garraway, well and truly out in front. Or Ralph, Tommy Hughes, Walden did get Bottomley in the end for 6th spot. And we've done 3 minutes, so quarter of the way into this big race of KA3 Senior Medium here at Melbourne. What's a ripping day. If you're watching from, let us know. It's on YouTube, Facebook, or where are you watching the front? I don't know. We had someone in our footy call yesterday watching from the UK. I don't think there's anyone from the UK watching today, surely.
You wouldn't think so. I'd be impressed.
Yeah. You're always impressed. Garraway, just doing it nicely. There's a hand up here. So we've got a driver who's just had to head off the track. Had an issue. I suggested there he is there to motor issue. Just trying to pick up his number. I'm sure it's Tommy Hughes there. Might be Orr. Might be Amos Orr. He was second too. So So I'm not sure what's happened to his Kart there, Amos, but he looks like he's in big trouble. So back to the racing, Garraway, Ralph, Hughes, Waldron, Bottomley. And so make their way around, and it is a massive lead. Oh, little push and shove on the corner. Will he get back around? No, he did nicely. So it looks like Hughes will take up the second spot in front of Ralph. We know Amos Orr was in trouble before. So Hughes in second spot, Ralph's there, Waldron, Bottomley. And that's the top 5. We'll hit the top 10 as we watch the race leader making his way around there. Hugo Garraway, Rhea Roberts in 6, Julian Lynch is in 7, Nathan Phillips in 8, Kyle Gear in 9, and Maxi Dolshenko in 10. The race leader has got a paddock behind him. He sells real estate in Melbourne for a lot of money. What we're selling that about. That's a lot. So Hugo Garraway, the fight again. Second spot, Hughes, Ralph, Waldron. Those boys are going to fight it out. Slip into rhythm around that. Does he get him on the bend? I reckon he has. There's a change there as well. Waldron got Ralph on the bend there. They make their way around again. But Garraway has had none of this. He's had no issues of hitting balls on him. Touch wood. That was no hitting wood, not touching it. He heads back up. Top of the straight. And Garraway has the ascendancy, and this is the big final, the KA3 Senior Medium. Hughes, Waldron did get third spot before, as I mentioned. Ralph is in 4. Gareth Bottomley 5. Rhea Roberts is in 6, having a good race. Julian Lynch in 7. Nathan Phillips in 8. Gear in 9. And Dolshenko is sitting in 10. So your race leader's done 6.5 minutes. What he hasn't done is anything wrong. He is hammering Hugo Garraway. And the fight is on for the minor placings. And I say minor, I'm talking about 2nd to 6th. So up the top of the straight, Hughes, Waldron you'll see in front of you on the camera there. On the screen, I should say. Ralph, and also Bottomley. But Hugo Garraway, he's got the lead. He's got 5 minutes to go though. That's the only issue. He'd love the race to finish now. He's probably got time to have a drink and something to eat at the minute. So Garraway leads by a lot. Tommy Hughes sitting in 2nd. Will there be a change for that position? He's got Waldron and Ralph and Bottomley not far behind him. We'll watch with interest as they make their way up the top of the hill. It's a little corner. You get in front of him, Waldron tries hard. This is where a lot of passing is to be done around these bends at the top of the hill. He's all clean and squeaky through there. Garraway has a look behind and says, where is everyone? So he'll come down. He's already completed 11 laps. Not that laps mean anything, it's a timed final. So it'll be 12 minutes. So Garraway in front. Tommy Hughes 2nd. Waldron. Oh, sneaks out Waldron. Trying to get around him. Might have done just that. Has he? No. Sits in formation again. Not through a lack of trying though. So Hughes. Waldron. Ralph. Bottomley. Not much has changed. The 2nd. Rhea Roberts sitting in 6th, so fair way away with that formation there, which is your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. So right down to Rhea Roberts at the back there. Here's a challenge from Waldron, thought about it. Heads up the straight. Let's see if he tries to sneak out. He does do, Waldron. Might try and get on the inside. Who's got the speed here? No, it was Hughes at the end of the day. Now he tries again, Waldron. He'd be a rich man if you gave him $1 for every time he tried to get past him in this race. So we've done 9 minutes. the race is on for second in the KA3 Senior Medium. Hugo Garraway, he's got the race. Just doesn't want to make any mistakes, Hugo. Heads round up the straight again. So quite a few laps still to go. A bit of time as well. Here's the race in front of us for second, Hughes. Watch Waldron duck out, try and sneak up on the inside of him. He's got that run, but now decides to get back in. Getting again on this bend, goes hard, tries hard, doesn't get there again. Waldron on Hughes. No. Good racing. But, Garraway, 2 minutes to go in this race. He'll come around. And head back up the top of the straight. We've got a ripping race for second, and I tell you what, oh, a little push and shove at the back there. I reckon he just got through. So up the top of the straight, Hughes and Waldron. What's Waldron going to do? Is he going to sneak on through here? Tries hard, doesn't get through. Might try it again on this little bend here. No, not again. Just waits his time. We've done 10:35 in this race, so if you're going to make moves, it needs to be quick, lads. Hughes, Waldron, that's your second spot. Here's the fight. Garraway out in front though. Oblivious to what's going on behind him. Probably doesn't care either, as you wouldn't.
What was that word again, mate?
Yeah, I tried hard. Oblivious. That is actually the word. So Garraway out in front. I knew you picked that up. As they head back up the hill. And we've got probably a couple of laps left here. They push around, and as I said, we're at 11:17, so you'd expect maybe 2 laps to go at the most here at Melbourne for the titles. Garraway's he's looking around a bit at the moment, but he's probably thinking, where is everyone? He heads back up the top of the straight. Yep, last lap is coming up for Hugo Garraway. Just got to keep his position. Let's watch second and third. It is Hughes and Waldron. Will Waldron duck out to the left? Let's see how he goes. He decides not to. Nathan. They make their way through. This will be the one that he needs to get through. Doesn't do it again. We're watching for second here. Hughes and Waldron. Hughes just gets a Kart or 2 on him here. Some good racing here. And this, the big one, the KA3 Senior Medium. Wants to try and get through Waldron. Also doesn't want to lose his position on the podium either. So Garraway's going to come through. Let's pay respect to the winner. And it is a big title for Hugo Garraway. He loves it. Look at him. He just loves it. Here we go for second. Round the bend. Looks like it's going to be Hughes out in front. Will he duck? No, he doesn't. He's happy with third. Here's Nathan Waldron. Bottomley's finished 4th officially. Dylan Ralph 5th. Nathan Phillips has finished 6th. Roberts in 7. Julian Lynch in 8. Kyle Gear 9. 10 is Radix. 11 is Neitz. Henry Gelb in 12. Lucky Richards 13. 14 for Jonah Ingram. Max Dolls Henko 15. Jet Shoemaker in 16. And Kyle Belton 17. There's still a few to go actually. Matty Mills 18. Lukey Bennett 19. Ryan Revie 20. I should say, and 21 is Cassius Barber. Sounds like a film star. So that's what's happened in this race, and our winner, which is Hugo Garraway. It's the KA3 Senior Medium, and a big win for Hugo. So congratulations, mate. You're going to come back real soon on Super TV. It is the Cadet 9, and wait till you see these guys race. They are the age of 9, correct? Wait for that, Super TV.
start-finish line. I'm sure if they had an extra lap or not, that's besides the point. The point is, Bailey has been fast all weekend, Black has been fast all weekend, Lincoln McLeese who starts to beat. Using that to play a really strong defensive game throughout these races.
Righto, welcome back. I did a bit of prep, Daniel. I had to run too, which is horrible for me.
When's the last time you did that?
Yeah, it was a while ago. This is Cadet 9 final, and I'll tell you something about the speeds going up the straight soon. I just caught up with the judges and officials who were very good to me. So racing now, we are raring to go in the Cadet 9. And quite a few in the race. You just watch with interest if everyone can make that first corner. Puglisi out in front. Malia sitting second. These kids, and I say kids, are 9, Daniel. These are 9-year-olds. Amazing.
Seriously impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lincoln Puglisi out in front. Malia's sitting second. Rajanen is third. But looks like we've got a close race. Just a few of the other karters catching up right about now. But this one here is a long race too. A 9-year-old's got to race 12 minutes on one of these karts. He might even get an extra lap as well. So Puglisi out in front. There might be a little passing manoeuvre there. Nice work from Malia on Puglisi. So we have a new race leader. Harry Lack sitting second. And that's what normally happens if there's a passing manoeuvre. You'll either grab 2 spots and not 1. So Malia out in front. Harry Lack is sitting second. And he's got Puglisi at the back of him. McNamee 4th. Rajanen sitting 5th. McPhee in 6th. Jared Zhang in 7th. Alfie Lechetti in 8th. That's a racing car driving 8th. Alfie Lechetti. Hugo Ismaili in 9, and Cooper Ottaway rounds out to 10. This is the Cadet 9 final here in Melbourne. And Malia's got a nice little gap going here. Puglisi's taken over, just gets the pass on Lack. So Rajanen sitting 4th, McNamee in 5th. So good driving by Malia. As they make their way round. And again, we've got the big Cadet 9 race. And as they come up, the average speed, I'm going to ask you, Daniel, what do you think the average speed is? Out of all the karts, we've put them all together and we've come up with an average speed for this straight that they're going up now that Malia's going up. What do you reckon it is?
Looks like they're doing about 80.
112.
112.
That's average speed up the straight. That is quick.
That's moving.
You won't even do that going back to Bendigo tonight. You might.
Might even say they are racing along.
Yes. Malia sitting in first, Puglisi in second. They've spread the field out now in the Cadet 9 final, the Melbourne title. It's a big prestigious event, this one. And the racing has been thick and fast all weekend. The weather's been terrific. Last start we had in Rochester, it was foggy. Amazing, and something we finished because of fog.
We didn't even just start that.
No,
day.
we didn't. So Melia out in front, 3 minutes gone, good fast lap, 2:45. So these kids are 9-year-olds, by the way, just beating that. How fantastic. Puglisi in second, Lack is in third. And Melia's giving them a hoot at the minute. And Puglisi is thinking the same thing, sitting in second. Harry Lack in third, Rajanen in 4th, and McNamee is in 5th. So he'll make his way around the bed, Melia. And up the straight, so plenty of distance. Puglisi sitting in second, and the fight's going to be on for Harry Lack and Rajanen. As he makes his way through, he tried to get through there, Lechetti, didn't work. Plenty of time left though for manoeuvres. Our race leader is Malachi Malia. And there's a good chance I'm saying that name, first name wrong, Daniel. I've probably done it before.
Very good chance.
Yeah, passing manoeuvre on the inside there. Might have been Rajanen that just got there on Harry Lack. We'll watch with interest as they make their way up the top of the straight. So, we've got one at the back there, have we? We've got a issue here too. We've got a couple of carts that have joined together at the back there. So we'll watch that, see whether or not a flag does come out. So Malia still out in front. Puglisi. And we've done 4.5 minutes into this 12-minute race here. It's the Cadet 9 final at Melbourne. So it looks like they've cleared the carts there as they make their way around the big bend at the bottom of the hill, which we'll watch with interest to see whether or not everything. So I hope everyone's okay there, by the way. Yes, they have. Because they don't muck around, these officials. They're fantastic. Hopefully the youngster's okay too. So Melly out in front with Blizzy, Rajanen. You can see the fight's on for third with Lechetti. Zhang. McNamee takes a spot up to sixth. McNamee. McPhee's in seventh. Harry Lack's in 8, 9, Maxi Gosling. And Isaac Ford is up in the top 10 spot for the Cadet 9 final here in Melbourne. So they're running at 45 a lap here. That's a lap time, which is good. And we consider some of the bigger carts around the place are doing about 41. So they're not far off the mark in the Cadet 9s. So Melia. Well and truly out in front, Puglisi, also Rajanen. That fight is on for the placings. We've gone 6 minutes. I'd be probably buggered right about now with me, mate. Not with the 9-year-olds.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. They're seriously impressive how they do it.
So there's a big gap between Malia and Puglisi, and similar from Puglisi to Rajanen. And that's the big fight for third spot that we're looking at on the screen at the moment through the cameras of Super TV. And there's a bit happening. Oh, just snuck in there too. Some nice work in there. So it was, excuse me, might have been Alfie Lechetti that's snuck in there. So Malia, Puglisi, actually Jared Sang that got in front of Lechetti. Nice passing manoeuvre on the bend. So 7 minutes into a 12-minute race here, the Cadet 9 final in Melbourne. Melbourne titles for 2026. Rajanen in third, Zhang now in 4. As they make their way round. You can imagine how competitive these youngsters are at the age of 9. So around that bend, you'll see the two first and second there, Malia and Puglisi. And we'll watch with interest with Rajanen and Zhang. Oh, Zhang flicks out there. Did he get in front? No, he didn't. So, oh, what a beautiful manoeuvre. Did he get through? I'm pretty sure he did. Some nice work by Lechetti in there. So that's mixed things up a little bit. The 8-minute mark of this 12-minute race here. So Malia, Puglisi, Rajanen, I reckon Lechetti's in there too. And also McNamee. So some good racing going on here in the Cadet 9. It's the final, the Melbourne titles. So back up the straight again. So Zhang sitting in 4th. Will be a manoeuvre here. So make your way around that bend. Rajanen, Zhang, McNamee, and Lechetti's gone back to 6th. So a little bit happening in that pack between 3 and 7. Max Gosling's not far away either. He was sitting 10th there at one stage. We go to McPhee, Harry Lackey 9, and Isaac Ford rounds out your top 10. So Malia, well and truly got things covered at the minute. Puglisi sitting second. There's your 1-2 in front of you. Oh, I saw a flag there, Daniel, but I didn't.
I think it was just someone waving their hand.
Bit of coaching going on there too.
No, there is a sign out. I'm not sure what it's for.
What that sign is, so we'll get back to you on that. Might be a slower drive. We've got a hand up here from one of the drivers, but I don't know if that's it. No, they have slowed down.
Yep, they bunch them back up.
So, not sure what happened there. We had an accident. So, bunching up again. There's a push and shove. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't be happy if you're Melia.
No. Did have a very good lead.
So, not sure what the go is here. We'll just watch with interest. We're not with the officials, by the way, if you're wondering. We're not. We're a little bit, we're not far away. I'm certainly not going.
We only know as much as you do looking through the eyes of a camera.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, and you, in the gap that was there is gone. So,
This is going to be interesting when they restart.
now, that's one of the officials there on one of our cameras. He's still got a card out there, so.
Not sure what's
Sometimes-
caused this stoppage.
I don't know. It's not sure whether one of the harbours has been injured and has to be taken across the track, maybe. I don't know. But we're just watching with interest, so they're going to...
Ah, there we go. Got a dead cart.
Okay, right. That's the reason for that. Get the tyres warm. Fascinating karting. Things happen all the time. You can't take your eyes off it. Yeah, it wouldn't be the time to run out of any fuel, would it? Like to have a fuel issue.
No, absolutely not.
So I suggest they'll come back around. Or do they? We've had this before. We had a big accident. I think it was out at Seymour when they stayed in their formation. Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know whether to restart, but they're going to make their way as they do. So if they come back around, we'll get an idea of what it is. By the way, the time is around 11 minutes at the minute, so there's not a lot of racing left.
Not sure if they might pause the time. while this is
Yeah,
happening.
I'm just watching to see whether it's what is happening with that.
I don't know, mate.
Yeah. Seem to be speeding up a little bit, but you would think that the advantage is kind of gone for Melia.
Make the last bit of this race very exciting.
Let's watch the judges here. So it's going to be a one lap, is it? No, they are racing. And yes.
Yep, last lap.
Yep, last lap now. So look out, Melia. He's just got to keep doing what he has to do. But yeah, gee, things have changed in this race. They're all bunched up again. Puglisi is in second still. Things could change because they're all bunched up. So interesting race. Melia is racing beautifully out in front. So good racing with Rajan in third, Zheng in four. But from what I can tell, and I saw a series of, oh, there's a checkered flag. So that would tell
Ready
us
to go.
that's ready to go. So look out, is he going to have a battle? Melia on the last bend, comes around, up the straight. What's going to happen here? He's going to get there, I reckon, and he deserves it till he does. So Melia takes the race on an interesting turn, and we're not sure why it all stopped and started, but what we can tell you is Melia deserved to win and did. So Lincoln Puglisi has finished second.
And a good thumbs up as he went past number one too.
Yeah, Rajanen's finished third. Just stuck in the last second, Xavier. Jared Singh in four. Maxi Gosling did well, finished fifth. Lichetti in six. McNamee seven. Harry Lack in eight. McPhee in nine. Isaac Forward 10. Nizzy in 11. Hayden Sharp finished 12th. Bryce Harrison, 13. Henry Dont in 14. Rowan Luke in 15. Butters, 16. Enzo Punglasius in 17. Josh Robinson, 18. Levi Nissen, Jude Lawrence, 21 with Xander Warwick, and had a few did not finish. But that is the race, the Cadet 9. It was an interesting one. I don't know how it all worked together, and there was flags going everywhere, but it didn't matter. The checkered flag was taken by Malachi Malia, who is the winner of the Cadet 9. We've got the tag 125 light. It's the final coming up real soon. This is Super TV. Who's doing it on a bit at the minute, makes his way around that bend. It looks like we're going to have a winner for the tag 125 light from start to finish. Last bend, done deal, comes down the straight, gets sideways a bit, but he's picked up a win. He's just about there too, Mercury. Look out, Phil. You've had the race on your own, mate. Oh, he just went a little bit sideways too. He'll come around and he'll get a lap after this to finish. What a great race here at Bendigo, the Victorian Combined Masters Final. Last lap, what a great race this is. Radford out in front, Mercury pushing him, tries to get through, can't do it. Still out in front, let's see if he can do it. He's out in front, I reckon he might have got there, Phil Radford. Good racing, Mercury's going to have one little last go, gives him a little shove down to the checkered flag, and it is Phil Radford. As you can see, there's a slower racer in there too, by the way. So Sasso and Zach Thompson got nothing. He got size off the track. Oh no, Finlay, he's crashed. He will be.
Okay. Hey, Armatron. Pull that deceiver lever. Show him what you got. Come on. Blocked by Telstra. Oh, what a surprise. I don't even know what that is.
Certainly we'll have a look at it just after the race for you, but it isn't a good situation. As you said, Scotty, it was one of the worst you've seen, and you've been around for a long time.
Needs to hurry. Contact. She has to get this in.
Bertocchini. Oh! How about that?
Going into
Extra time!
Looks like that first touch just under the triple. He's very good at just throwing it just over the top, which looks like he's done just again there.
Just about the last shot from Gabriel Richards, right behind it. No, gave it to Kelly Wilson on the buzzer! So when you get on a roll, doesn't matter what sport it is, whether it's 8-ball or footy or whatever. It's just
stopping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Same here too. And then on the other side, you've got
Chat to the old man before, still talking about Collingwood, which I didn't want to hear about. This is Whittle, bottom of the pack, trying to get out, pushed everyone out of the way. Big Harry had a shot at goal as he put it through. He has! Welcome back. We are set for another big one. This is the Tag 125 Light here at Melbourne. What a picturesque track this is. Fantastic track. Skyline in the background. They're going to do about 108 to 113 k's up the straight. So Keegan Fraser and Maxie Walton are out in the 1-2 position here. Zachy Thompson and Hugo Garraway, who we saw before with a big win. So he's had plenty of practice, but they are ready for a race, and they are racing in the Tag 123 Light, 125 Light, sorry. It's the first turn's always a worry. Will they all make it round in time? Looks okay at this stage, bit of push and shove. But Max Watson comes out in front. He's actually taking the lead there. Watson come around that big right bend. They'll slide back into a lefty and then another lefty. Down towards the big bend at the end. And it's quite a big bend and straighten up again. So back up the straight. So our race leader is Keegan Fraser. Zachy Thompson's hitting second. Maxie Walton, who we've already heard about today. Hugo Garraway slips back to fifth. Pippi Casabine had a great race before Pip, and Pip had just missed out at the end. Ended up sliding back quite a few positions. So hopefully a better race for Pip. So this is the Tag 125 Light. Fraser's already got himself out in front with this one. Thompson and Walton thereabouts, back up the straight. So it's a 12-minute race. There is a lap to do and a nice passing manoeuvre by Maxie Walton. So he picks up second round that bend on Thompson and sets off after Keegan Fraser. So Fraser got the lead, but I've got a feeling these boys, particularly Walton and Hugo Garraway, has already picked up a title only a few races back, will be on his hammer. So back into it. And Fraser out in front, averaging about 108 to 112 kilometres up the top of that straight. There's a passing manoeuvre. Some nice work there by Pippi Casabine, who had, as I said, Jim had a good race before, but last lap had a few issues. So fingers crossed, but Fraser has got himself a nice lead. He's about 12 karts in front of Watson. Zach Thompson's back in 3, Cassadine in 4. We're down to Hugo Garraway and Payne Burt in 6, Centre 1 in 7, Whitmore 8, Campbell in 9, and Dallas Green rounds out to top 10 in the Tag 125 Light. So top of the hill, Fraser. 2 minutes, nearly 3 minutes gone this race. It's a 12-minute race with an extra lap at the end. It's good racing so far. And these guys, they just go hammer and tom. They're doing 112 up the straight. That's quick. So round to that bend, which I spoke about, where they start picking up speed up the top of the hill. Here's Fraser. Scott Walton not that far behind. He's closing the gap, Maxie Walton, to Pippi Casabine, who's taken on 3rd. So look out. Here comes Pippa. So top of the hill. Oh, a little push and shove. Nice little bit of work there from Hugo Garraway. He picks up 4th. Zach Thompson slides back to 5th. And we've got action aplenty here in the Tag 125 Heavy. So the racing continues. Fraser out in front. He's got some work to do though. Maxie Walton's there. Pippi Casabine in 3rd. And they seem to be gaining on the leader. So back around for the 4-minute mark of this term. This period, I should say. I'm talking about footy term. How am I going? Fraser out in front. It's the Tag 125 Light. Walton, Casabine. And those three have got a nice little gap on the field at the minute. So plenty of good racing to be had. So Fraser again. Look out. Here comes Maxie Walton. He wants it. Pippi. Giving it a red hot shot too. Well done to all the officials today. I thought I'd say that. Got a picture of one. They do a great job, all the volunteers. And up the top of the straight, and Fraser, he's got a couple on the hammer at the minute, being Walton and Kazabine. I reckon they'll get even closer through these bends here. So Fraser, look out, here comes Max. Pip's not far behind. We go down to Garraway in 4. Anyone can make up a gap. It'll be Hugo Garraway, Burt in 5, Thompson in 6, Whitmore in 7, Campbell in 8, Zetterbarn in 9, and Green in 10. And that's where the race is at the moment. So lots of competitors, 36 of the race. We've had 5 retire already, so we're back down to 31. And 5.5 minutes into this, the 12-minute race with the tag 125 light. And thanks to Jackson Lee, who's unfortunately finished in this race already, his mum for the furry friends. Those chocolates went down well.
They really did.
Very nice lady. So Fraser's got the ascendancy. Look out, Pip is sitting in 3rd. I like where she's at the moment. Maxie Walton's sitting in 2nd. She's pushing hard, Pippi Kazabine. So look out. You've got trouble here, Keegan. He looks behind and goes, oh, there they are. They both do the same thing. So they'll make their way around the top of the straight there. This is where they get the most speed. Oh, hang on. He's got through, I reckon. Or has he? Yes, he has. I reckon Walton's got through and he has. So Fraser slips back to 2nd and Kazabine in 3rd. That was a great manoeuvre on the top of the hill. So we're looking at around the 7-minute mark. And we've got a great race. It's the top 3 at the minute. Round the bend again, up the top of the straight. And Fraser just got the lead back there by the look of things. They must have passed under that hill that we never see. You know what I mean? That bit, that's this bit. Yeah, that's it. So look out, Kazabine in 2nd now, Walton's in 3rd, and look out, Pippa is on fire. What great racing here in the tag 125 light here at Melbourne. And Fraser, he has got the pressure on him. Pip Kazabine racing beautifully. I reckon she's going to try and gather him up in this top straight. Gives him a little shove around the bend here, right on top of the hill. In fact, the 4th and try to get through there. Pip, how are you going to go this time? Swings on the inside.
Ooh.
Might have got him around the bend. In fact, she has. So Pippi, look out. I reckon Maxie Fulton's going to get through as well.
She's held it.
So Pip Kazabine out in front. What great racing it is here in Melbourne. So Fraser and Max Walton, and I reckon that's the last time we'll see that kind of change. Hugo Garraway sitting in 6th spot. He's been passed by Kian Burt and also Brodie Whitmore. So there's a bit happening in the back of the field as well. So
Walton
nice
just
racing.
moved up to 2nd.
Yeah, so we got Walton for 2nd. Some great racing here.
Fraser's dropping like a rock.
He is indeed. And this is what happens too. You can be out in front for so long and all of a sudden pressure comes on. So Kazabine out in front. Walton, Burt, Fraser now back to 4th, as you said, Daniel. So Kazabine, we'll remember before, sitting in 3rd spot and round the last bend, she spun out, which took her back to about 18th. So she deserves a bit of luck at the minute, Pippi. Takes the bend. We've still got quite a few minutes though, and up the straight. And I tell you what, this is a nice formation gathering here.
It's a heck of a lead pack.
Yeah, it is indeed. Walton in 2nd, Burt 3rd. And the fight is on for the podium here in the tag 125 light. Nice speed around there by Pippi Kazabine. Takes that bend nicely. Walton is driving hard as well. So around the bend, we'll come round for a time here and just see how we're going as far as the time and what's left in the race. 12-minute race, not forgetting that. Straight up the straight. Well, I'll do about 108, 113 up here. So Kazabine, Walton, Fraser will get through unscathed. In fact, the whole 6 do. This is where we've seen a fair bit of passing going on. Let's watch with interest here as they duck down into the left-hander. And she's racing beautifully is Pip Kazabine. 9:30 gone in this race, so we've still got plenty of time. But she likes the fresh air in front of her, Pip. She's got about 6 carts on Max Walton, and back another 6 to Fraser, who's had some work to do to get back up to third. He was sitting first there for about 8 minutes, and the nature of the beast is that he's now sitting third. So 10 gone, 2 minutes to go in this race here at Melbourne. It's the Melbourne Titles, City of Melbourne Go-Kart Club. And Pip Kazabine just driving along beautifully. What can Walton do? Can he catch it up? It's a nice gap now. It's about 6, 7 carts there. Back to Walton.
6, 7, you reckon?
Yeah, make it about 12 then, Daniel. Happy with that? Fraser is about 6 back. So we'll come up. We've still got a few laps here. Super TV, it is the tag 125 lights. And Pippi Kazabine. She gets through. So we've done nearly 11 minutes here. You reckon 2 laps if you're a betting person, Daniel? Go.
Bet responsibly.
Yeah, of course. Walton still sitting second. Fraser third. Whitmore's in fourth. Burt 5. Garraway still at 6. Thompson 7. Green 8. Campbell 9. And City is sitting 10th in the tag 125 light. I don't think she'll get the last lap here. Just looking at the judges, they're not out there. Or the officials, I should say. So there'll be another lap after this. She looks around and says, oh, I haven't got a bad lead, but I've really got to keep going hard. So she does just that. So I would suggest there'll be this lap and the next, and that's it. So Pip Kazabine out in front. Walton's got some pressure on him. For second, he's got Fraser, who wouldn't be happy. Had the lead for about 8 minutes, Keegan Fraser, and gave it up and now sitting third. So let's see if he can jump back into second spot at least. Walton's not going to give it up in a hurry, but Pippi Kazabine.
It's going to be a big
in
ask.
front. And you can see the white flag is swinging in the background. She won't get it until she comes around here, Pip. And back up the straight. So here comes the white flag. Last lap in the tag 125 light here at Melbourne. So Fulton. So we got Walton, I should say, not Fulton. Maxie Walton in second. Fraser's not far away. Will he have a crack at second, or is he happy with his third place? Because Kazabine is flying at the minute. She does nothing wrong, Pippi. She's got herself a title here in Melbourne.
Extending that gap.
Yeah, she is indeed. Let's look at second at the minute. Just at the moment, Fraser and Walton. Fraser, he tries to get close on the bend. I don't think it's going to work for him, though. Probably left his run, a little bit late. But Pip Kazabine, this will be a popular win. She makes her way around and she's going to punch the air, Pippa. Look at that. She says, you beauty. And what a great win that is as she gets sideways up the top of the hill.
Throws the back out.
Yes. And very popular winner is Pip Kazabine of the tag 125 light as they make their way through Maxie Walton second, Fraser third, Cam Burt finished in fourth, Brodie Whitmore fifth, Hugo Garraway in sixth, Green seventh, Thompson is in 8, Campbell in 9, Sinny in 10, Orr in 11, Setawan in 12, Seal finished 13th, Downing 14th, Von Trunk in 15th, Biddy I should say, in 16th, Rowley 17th, Belton in 18, Kokatokovic, yes, that's how you pronounce it apparently, 19th, Phillips in 20, Higgins in 21, Misfit, so I should say in 22, Murphy 23, Wisdom 24, Houston 25, Kafour in 26, Luca 27, and Bailey Kirk in 28. As I mentioned, there was quite a few do-not finishes. The race was 36 competitors. But congratulations to Pippi Kazabine, who is the winner, title holder of the tag 125 light here at Melbourne. Oh, what a win. 3 big races to go. Stand by next for the Victorian Combined Masters coming away shortly at Super TV. who's doing it on a bit at the minute. Makes his way around that bend. It looks like we're going to have a winner for the tag 125 light from start to finish. Last bend. Done deal. Comes down the straight, gets sideways a bit, but he's picked up a win. He's just about there too, Mercury. Look out, Phil. You've had the race on your own, mate. Oh, he just went a little bit sideways too. He'll come around and he'll get a lap after this to finish. What a great race here at Bendigo, the Victorian Combined Masters Final. Last lap, what a great race this is. Radford out in front, Mercury pushing him, tries to get through, can't do it. Still out in front. Let's see if he can do it. He's out in front. I reckon he might have got there, Phil Radford. Good racing. Mercury's going to have one little last go. Gives him a little shove down to the checkered flag, and it is Phil Radford. As you can see, there's a slower racer in there too, by the way. So Sasso and Zach Thompson got nothing. He got eyes off the track. Oh no, Finlay. He's crashed. He will be...
Okay. Hey, Armatron. Pull that deceiver lever. Show him what you got. Come on. Blocked by Telstra. Oh, what a surprise. I don't even know what that is.
Certainly we'll have a look at it just after the race for you, but it isn't a good situation. As you said, Scotty, it was one of the worst you've seen, and you've been around for a long time.
Needs to hurry. Contact. She has to get this in.
Bertocchini. Oh, how about that?
Going into
Extra time.
Looks like that first touch just under the triple. He's very good at just throwing it just over the top, which looks like he's done just again there.
Just about the last shot from Gabriel Richards, right behind it. No, gave it to Kelly Wilson on the buzzer. So when you get on a roll, doesn't matter what sport it is, whether it's 8-ball or footy or whatever. It's just
stopping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Same here too. And then on the other side, you've got...
Chat to the old man before, still talking about Collingwood, which I didn't want to hear about. This is Whittle, bottom of the pack, trying to get out, pushed everyone out of the way. Big Harry had a shot at goal as he put it through. He has! Ready? Well, here we go, racing. And I tell you what, there's a bit of movement. Only 13 in this race. It is the Victorian Combined Masters.
Oh,
And
a couple
we've had
off
a couple
there.
come off the track already. In fact, one back on, but one not going anywhere. And I reckon there's a fair bit of sand up there at the top of the track, Daniel. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, it might have something to do with it.
So I don't think there's any flags out there, so everything's good. But it is 12 minutes. So not a great start, but I mean, that is the nature of the beast. We are on the Victorian Combined Masters track at the moment, where it's the big final, Matty Wall. And these boys know how to hammer. I'm not even going to say their ages because they'll stop the race and fix me up, Daniel.
Yeah, they will.
So Matty Wall's out in front. Jason Pringle's not far behind. Good lap from Matty Wall of 44.41. Miller in 3. Andrew Mercury is in 4. Remember a few weeks ago in Bendigo, he picked up a trophy there. So some form for Andrew Mercury. Lee Holmes, Simon Williamson, Herman Van Ree, Luke Purser, and also Dettering and Riddell is in 10. So they'll make their way around. Very spirited racing. Not much between Matty Wall and Jason Pringle as they may wake up the top of the hill. They're doing about 108, 113 k's as they flick around into that bend. So power is on. Oh, got past him too. What a manoeuvre from Pringle. Some nice work there. Sneaks the lead off Matty Wall. He's not happy, Matty. He says, right, off I come, coming your way right about now. So he sits on his tail, but our race leader, Jason Pringle. And there's not going to be much in it, you reckon. You don't know how long you can do this for, this kind of racing, but it'll be on in earnest. As Pringle comes around, can Wall try and take back that lead as he heads up the straight. I'll come into that bend again, once again, going at a fairly hot rate. Pringle keeps the lead. Wall tried hard in that bend there. Decides to just sit behind him. Doesn't have to do much at all. There's a fair gap back to Miller and also Mercury. Lee Holmes sitting in 5th and also in 6th is Williamson. So Super TV on a Sunday afternoon. It is the titles, the Melbourne titles. This Sunday, beautiful Sunday at that, right around Australia and the world. Wherever you're watching from, we'd love to know. We always do that because it fascinates us, I think. I mean, it fascinates me anyway, Daniel. Pringle, Wall, Miller sitting in 3rd. Fair gap back towards Miller and Mercury, by the way. Watch out for Andrew, though. He'll sneak that 3rd spot, I've got no doubt, and be on after the leader. And that leader is Jason Pringle. So Pringle gets himself a couple of carts on Matty Wall, who was on the starting grid. We've got 3 on the behind there in Miller, Mercury and Holmes. And back up the straight. So it is Jason Pringle. Just gets a bit sideways on that bend. You wouldn't want to do too much wrong, particularly with Wall at the back of you. So just gets through the little right-hander back into a lefty. And as you can tell, there's plenty of bends here at Melbourne. Joining us for the first time. That's a left. We'll go back into a quick right as it spins around. A dog leg there, and then back into that left again, a right, and then straight down into a big right, and then back up the hill. So 4 minutes gone. It's a 12-minute race, as they all are in the finals here. And our race leader is Jason Pringle. Gets him nicely there. Wall waiting for the opportunity. 2-3 come 4-3-4, it should say, and Miller Mercury come past. Super TV, it's the Melbourne titles, the city of Melbourne in the background. You'll see some of the skyscrapers. Okay, so makes it around here and just gets a bit of a lead going. So he's got a few carts on Wall, has Pringle. Miller, Mercury, they're going to fight it out too for 3rd spot. So we've got a couple of factions moving around at the moment. We've got 2, and then we have 2, as you can see there, and then we've got 1. So The rest are a fair way behind. That one is Lee Holmes sitting in 5th. So Pringle. Still making a way around the track. So again, a good race so far for Jason Pringle. He's only halfway through the journey though. Still a lot of work to do. Wall. He's steady there with Miller, Mercury. Two boys in front have had some great racing, so it's going to be hard to catch up. But certainly Pringle out in front, Wall. Just going to keep hammering behind him, Wall. You get him on the bend here. Get close anyway, that is. And let's see whether or not he can gather some steam to get up the straight and maybe dive in at the last minute up the top. We'll watch with interest. Super TV. Doesn't get close enough to do it. Just waiting on Pringle to make some form of mistake is Wall. He hasn't done much wrong at the moment. Has Jason Pringle. So Miller having a ding-dong battle with Mercury back in 3rd. But these two certainly are doing their best work. We're up to 6 minutes 30 on the clock as well. Clock gets to 12. And will the judges decide whether there's a last lap or not. So 3rd, 4th, Miller, Mercury. Back up the straight again. They'll do about 108 to 110 kilometres up the straight. So 7 gone, 12-minute race. And Miller sitting 3rd with Mercury. Big stretch on here at the moment for Wall. He's got some work to do to try and get closer to Pringle, even to get some form of manoeuvre to take over that top spot. Tough gig. Racing beautifully. There's Pringle. And the fight's on for 3rd too. Mercury's not far away from Miller. So we hit up the top of the straight. Foot flat to the floor. A swing gets a little bit sideways there, does Pringle. Hasn't affected his performance though. He still has that gap. The bends are where you can hope he can make something up here, Matty Wall. As they swing around. So work to be done if he wants that top spot, Matty Wall. He just seems to have all the answers at the moment, racing beautifully. There's the fight for 3rd spot, so there's still a bit of gap there between Miller and Mercury. Lee Holmes has 5th zone up in a minute. So good racing from Pringle. 8.5 minute mark. So he's got a good lap of 42.12, has Jason Pringle. He doesn't mind being chased at the minute. Usually it's the case of the 2nd place, 3rd place getting really good laps because, you know, they're obviously chasing. So he doesn't want to let this one go. It's a big title here in Melbourne, one of the biggest race meetings for the year, I'm told. So Pringle, you can see the gap between 2 and 3 and back to 4. And as they make their way up, I was going to say up the mountain, it's kind of like that. Nice big bend at the end there. It's a little bit sideways. Good traction though. And Pringle at 9 minutes, 3 minutes to go on Matty Wall. And these two boys have cleared it out in a minute. They make their way down towards the back straight. Still a good crowd here at Melbourne too for the titles. And they'll swing around that lefty, quick righty, and then another big righty and back up the top of the hill again. You might have just gained a little bit on him there, Matty Wall. It feels like he might be getting a bit closer. So here they come up the top of the hill. Plenty of action to be done. Swing it back into that lefty. He knows he's there, Jason Pringle. He just wants to keep that distance. So back to 3rd, 4th, Miller and Mercury. But they certainly put the hammer down now as we rock into the 10-minute mark. Around that bend as we make our way through. And back up the straight. Now let's just see how Matt Wall's tracking. Still got a good distance on him, has Jason Pringle. We're looking at third, fourth here at the minute. So Mercury just behind Miller. You want to get on the podium, Andrew, so you know what you've got to do. And Miller says, stuff you, I want to be there. So just gets out a nice distance here, Pringle on Wall, as we hit 10.5 minutes into this 12-minute race. So some good gaps going back to Miller and Mercury, so no need to worry about the 3-4. They've got a fight on their own. And you just can't make up that gap back in fourth, Mercury on Miller. We'll see that as they make their way around the bend. But there's our race leader, Pringle. Wall. Just keeps it steady there, Wall, through there. I'll come up around that bend, but we've done 11 minutes 20, so you reckon this will be the second last lap by the look of things in the Victorian Combined Masters here at Melbourne. So they take that bend there. Yeah, still plenty of gap in there. He's racing beautifully, is Jason Pringle. He's only got himself to beat just at the moment. Takes up to the top of the straight.
White flag is out. Last lap.
Yeah, last lap we've got now. Thank you, Daniel. Scared the bejesus out of me by saying that. I can see it myself. But yes, you're right. It is the white flag. That's not what he wants to do. Pringle doesn't want to surrender. He wants the white flag to be it. He can run past and get the checker. And at the moment, he's doing nothing wrong. So the Victorian Combined Masters, as he takes these last few bends, you can imagine the nerves going through. They're saying, don't make a mistake. Don't. You know what it's like when you keep saying that and you end up doing it. So I don't think you'll get there in the end, Matt Wall. They've had a great race, these two, but he's just had that gap all the way through, has Jason Pringle. He comes around. He'll be excited. He puts a foot flat for the floor, and he's picked it up, punches the air. So a great win for Jason Pringle and the Victorian Combined Masters. Matty Wall will finish second. Miller third. Mercury has finished fourth. Lee Holmes in fifth. Riddell's finished sixth. Herman Van Ree finished seventh. Williamson 8, Purser in 9, Dettering in 10, Warren Jones in 11, and Jason Kirk has finished 12th. And we had one starter that finished early. So that is the race. Well done to our winner there, Jason Pringle, over the Victorian Combined Masters. We've got two big races to come. Stay with us. It is the Melbourne Titles. And we're at one of the best tracks, I reckon, in Australia, right here in Melbourne. We'll be back with the last two races coming your way soon. Super TV. Mate, seriously? With Zach Finlay, who's doing it on a bit at the minute, makes his way around that bend. It looks like we're going to have a winner for the tag 125 light from start to finish. Last bend, done deal. Comes down the straight, gets sideways a bit, but he's picked up a win. He's just about there too, Mercury. Look out, Phil. You've had the race on your own, mate. Oh, he just went a little bit sideways too. He'll come around and he'll get a lap after this to finish. What a great race here at Bendigo, the Victorian Combined Masters Final. Last lap, what a great race this is. Radford out in front, Mercury pushing him, tries to get through, can't do it. Still out in front. Let's see if he can do it. He's out in front. I reckon he might have got there, Phil Radford. Good racing. Mercury's going to have one little last go. Gives him a little shove down to the checkered flag, and it is Phil Radford. As you can see, there's a slower racer in there too, by the way. So Sasso and Zach Thompson got nothing. He got eyes off the track. Oh no, Finlay. He's crashed. He will be.
Okay. Hey, Armatron. Pull that deceiver lever. Show him what you got. Come on. Blocked by Telstra. Oh, what a surprise. I don't even know what that is.
Welcome back to the titles here in Melbourne, the go-kart titles. And I tell you what, Victorian Go-Kart Club put on a beauty today. They've asked for the weather. They said, give us a nice day for our titles. Nice couple of days, in fact, and they've got just that. This is the KA3 Junior Heavy. And for people that don't know, it's between the ages of 12 and 15 years. So watch for this. And they're ready to race. And they are racing. What a huge amount of competitors come your way into that bend. 36, it just doesn't fit into that bend. Have we got anyone? No,
They all made it through.
Yeah, all made it through nicely. So let's watch the formation as they go through here. So it's another 12 minutes plus a lap here for the KA3 Junior Heavy. And yeah, we've got just an accident towards the back there. So I'll just want to see what the judges do with that. So big hit at the back, but into the tyres. But I don't think it'll affect the race. There's a bit of movement going up the straight here, but they all look pretty good. In fact, the officials today have done a wonderful job. Maxi Mangano out in front. McDonald second. Jai George is sitting third with Lloyd. Mules in 5. And there's the top 5 as far as the junior heavy is concerned. So they've just got that youngster out of the way that had an accident before, just going off the track. I think it was Callum Perry. Either it was him or Navala. But anyway, they're out of the race. So Mangano is our race leader as he makes his way up the top of the hill here at Melbourne. McDonald, not far away. Got himself a little tangled up there, McDonald, but now he's okay as he swings into that right-hander. Back around to the lefty. Puts the foot down, does Max Magano. Off the track for a little bit. Jai George, look for that name, sitting third. Lord and Mules. Allen's in there too. Colasinano is in 7. Ascot in 8. Carson in 9, and Corliss rounds out the top 10 in this race, which is the KA3 Junior Heavy. Heading up the straight now, Mangano gives himself about 2 karts on McDonald, and he knows he's there, that's for sure. So good racing in the KA3 Junior Heavy for the 12 to 15-year-olds. So heading down. I'll go through a series of bends here. If you haven't seen this as yet, just flicked on. It's a great track here in Melbourne. Makes it easy around that part of the track. Now to swing back down to where they'll get up to a little bit more than over 100 clicks as they get up there. And let's go and watch Magano in action. Out in front, McDonald, George, Lord, Mules. There's the top 5. So take that big bend at the top of the straight. Round into a lefty. So swinging around again. So some good positioning there by Mangano. He knows he's got competitors behind him not far away. So he's giving them a race. McDonald ain't going anywhere though. He's gaining a little traction. Just gets close to Max there. Says Maxi boy, I'm right behind you, champion. Max swings it into the top of that corner and straight up the straight. And here we go. So Mangano, we've done 3 minutes into this 12-minute race. Just keeps getting closer and closer, does McDonald. Mangano's on his measure at the minute. He just keeps doing what he has to do. Makes his way through. So, nice racing here at Melbourne. Very elite racing, in fact. So Mangano, it is the KA3 Junior Heavy out in front. Not much of a movement there behind him. Just got McDonald. Sitting there waiting for an opportunity is Patrick McDonald. Jai George is a little bit further back in 3rd spot. He's got Lord chasing him, Levi Lord. With Mules in 5, Colasinano in 6, Corliss in 7, Herf in 8, Ascot in 9, and Carson in 10. So, race leader, Maxi Mangano. Now he's got some trouble. Look out, he's just been taken over. Nice work, Patrick McDonald. He knew when he wanted to get there. Will he get back this way? Mangano, as they stretch into the corner. Has he got in? He has. So he only had to lead Paddy for about 10 seconds. So just keeping him out at the moment is Mangano. We've got a ripping race as we tick over 5 minutes into this 12-minute race here in Melbourne. And Paddy McDonald. It's like having the trophy in the hand for 10 seconds and someone takes it off you. But he's not going anywhere, so they're going to play it all again, Sam. And this is before they thought to themselves, okay, we'll have a bit of a ding-dong battle as they make their way through now. They're top of the straight there. They're going to be an interesting tussle. Let's watch and see if McDonald can swing his way in. Is he there? No, he's not. So he waits. Joy George is catching up there too in third spot. You can see in the background there. And you've got Lord in 4 and Mules in 5. And the rest are a fair way behind that. It's a big track though. It's about a 1.2 kilometre track. So plenty of distance and easy to get a long way in front. Not in this race. Mangano gets around there. Look out. I reckon Patrick McDonald's just waiting with interest to see whether he can duck in. Not on this occasion, though. So they set up again to go up the top of the straight. And this could be his time, McDonald. Look, Mangano is leading. Thought about it. Just doesn't have the distance. Will he get around this time? No. Well, this is a cracking race. We've done 6.5 minutes. There's a bit of a push and shove in the background there. You probably didn't see in the camera, but that's between Joy George and Lord. So down to the big bend at the bottom of the hill. I'll swing around here, and then I'll swing around for the big right-hander. And he's good enough. He's close enough. He's good enough, Patrick McDonald. He has to make one small mistake here, Maxi Mangano. He hasn't done it yet. So they'll go around. A little deja vu with similar to last lap. We've done 7 minutes, 5 to go in this race here in Melbourne. What is a huge title, one of the biggest races around Australia, in fact, on what is a magnificent course here in Melbourne. So he just got himself a couple of karts, Maxi Mangano on McDonald, and that might be just enough to get himself another clear lap as we move in to the 8.5 minute mark of this 12-minute race. Mangano puts the foot flat, so does McDonald. They swing around that big bend. No change there. Joy George has opened up a massive lead for third too, by the way. We'll see that behind you. So Mangano. That's a good little lead there for Mangano as he swings around. He probably needs a couple of karts because McDonald will have a crack. And he just sums it up again as it gets to the bottom of the course. So around the big bend up the top of the hill again. We're going to get to about 108, 110 k's up here through the straight. That's a different angle on the bend. I reckon he's got through there. In fact, he has, McDonald. So the race is certainly moving along nicely. And we're going to make our way around that back bend. So down to turn 7, into 8. So we'll take 9 down the bottom and then up the top of the straight. In fact, it's 10 at the bottom of the track. Or even be it's 10 at the bottom of the track, and then we'll head straight up the top of the hill. So up the top and over the ramp there. And you can see the distance itself. So McDonald has the lead. Mangano pick himself.
Is the display on the screen different?
Now something perhaps a little bit wrong here. Mangano slow for a split second, maybe some technical problem perhaps. That was only meant to be 4/10 of a second. Now it's ballooned to about 1 second.
In the corner. So back up the top of the hill. So McDonald got himself a nice lead now. And usually when you're out in front, it just feels as though you can either handle it, or you've got no one in front of you and you've really got to go hard and do what you have to do. He has a quick look around, Patrick. He's done 10 minutes into this race. And he's got a commanding lead now. Mangano is just back right off. Jai George still sitting in third spot. So makes his way back up the hill, does McDonald. Up that ramp, that gives you a different vision of how it all looks up there. You wouldn't believe this. Max Mangano was so close before. He was only passed in the last couple of minutes, but you'd think he was miles away. Well, he's at the moment. He's a long way back. Still sitting in second spot. Jai George in third. We've done nearly 11 minutes into this 12-minute race, so we're starting to get towards the end. And what's turned out to be a little bit one-sided. I thought there would be a bit more in it in the first two races, but McDonald's been terrific in the last couple of minutes. He really has. So they head back up the top of the hill, and you can see the gap between all of them. So not much in regards to competition. It's really about them and whether or not they can do their thing. So we'll get one lap here from Pat, and then he'll get the white flag, and off he goes. He'll keep everything still. He'll be right for the title. He swings it around. Good driving from McDonald. You can see the gap between him and Mangano. Jai George might have some company behind him from Lord, but all a bit too late by the look of things. So just coming through, should get the white flag here, you would think. And it does just that. So this will be the last lap. And Patrick McDonald has driven a beauty today in the KA3 Junior Heavy. With the race leader right now here in Melbourne. As he swings around, just got to do what he has to do. It must be just a great feeling as the judge says, where's that checkered flag? It's here somewhere. Now, I think I've found it. I hope he does, because Patrick McDonald's going to come back through and take the checkered flag. And he does just that. So great win for Patrick McDonald in the KA3 Junior Heavy. Maxi Mangano finishes second. Jai George in third spot. Levi Lord just gets passed by Corliss into fourth. What a drive that was at the end. Mules in sixth. Polisano in seven. Stania, I should say, in eight. Perft in nine. Carson in 10. Boyle 11. Arscott in 12. Ranasinger in 13. Bobby Burns finished 14th. Maxi Goodall 15. Allen in 16. Stevens 17. Thomas 18. Magidis in 19. Myers in 20. Mahoney, Ogden, Holmes, also Powell, number 20 in 24th. Siskowski, 25. 26 was Tonkinson. Holt in 27. Impey 28. And Hunter and Sewell rounded out. So that it is the KA3 Junior Heavy done and dusted. Pat McDonald has picked it up. Congratulations, Pat. We will take a break. Stick with us, though. We have got the last race coming up, the big final of the KA3 Senior Light. That's coming away soon on Super TV. With Zach Finlay, who's doing it on a bit at the minute. Makes his way around that bend. It looks like we're going to have a winner for the Tag 125 Light from start to finish. Last bend. Done deal. Comes down the straight. Gets sideways a bit, but he's picked up a win. He's just about there too, Mercury. Look out, Phil. You've had the race on your own, mate. Oh, he just went a little bit sideways too. He'll come around and he'll get a lap after this to finish. What a great race here at Bendigo, the Victorian Combined Masters Final. Last lap, what a great race this is. Radford out in front, Mercury pushing him, tries to get through, can't do it. Still out in front, let's see if he can do it. He's out in front, I reckon he might have got there, Phil Radford. Good racing, Mercury's going to have one little last go, gives him a little shove, down to the checkered flag, and it is Phil Radford. As you can see, there's a slower racer in there too, by the way. So Sasso and Zach Thompson got nothing. He got eyes off the track. Oh no, Finlay, he's crashed. He will be...
Okay. Hey, Armatron. Pull that deceiver lever. Show him what you got. Come on. Blocked by Telstra. Oh, what a surprise. I don't even know what that is.
Certainly we'll have a look at it just after the race for you, but it isn't a good situation. As you said, Scotty, it was one of the worst you've seen, and you've been around for a long time.
Needs to hurry. Contact. She has to get this in.
Bertocchini. Oh! How about that?
Going into
Extra time!
Looks like that first touch just under the triple. He's very good at just throwing it just over the top, which looks like he's done just again there.
Just about the last shot from Gabriel Richards, right behind it. No, gave it to Kelly Wilson on the buzzer! So when you get on a roll, doesn't matter what sport it is, whether it's 8-ball or footy or whatever. It's just
stopping.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Same here too. And then on the other side, you've got...
Chat to the old man before, still talking about Collingwood, which I didn't want to hear about. This is Whittle, bottom of the pack, trying to get out, pushed everyone out of the way. Big Harry had a shot at goal as he put it through. He has! Welcome back to Super TV, and I tell you what, it's been a massive day here in Melbourne for the City of Melbourne titles. Victorian Go-Kart Association, just a wonderful event. This is the final, though, for the KA3 Senior Light, so let's see if we can get a close one here. It's the 15-plus years. It's an entry-level senior class with close competitive racing. So 36, make that 35 in this race. It's going to be huge as they make their way around to the start. We've got the two Zacharys, Tucker and Finlay, and I reckon they're just about right to race, and they are. Oh, look out up the top of the hill. This is where we worry. First turn, yeah, one off already. Nearly two, but just the one off at the moment. Down to the slipstream, round the bend here. Always good to try and get a bit of distance on the field in the early stages. And that's exactly what's happening here at the moment from Tucker. It's a good lead first up. So it's pretty competitive at the minute, though, in the back of the pack, as you can see, making their way through. So they'll head back up to where they finished before. And they've done a nice quick lap, so they'll make their way through. This is where we get a few changes at the top of the hill. Tucker, Christian Zasso sitting in second, Finlay in third, Spinks in four, Connor O'Connor, I should say, in five, Ally in six, Thompson in seven, Marr in eight, McGrath 9, and Fish in 10. So that's a big lead so far for Tucker. He'd be loving it. I don't think they'll catch him. I could be very wrong. Christian Zasso and Zach Finlay might disagree with me. They're sitting second, third, respectively. So they head back towards the big turn here. And lining it up and doing nicely is Zach Tucker. So Tucker heads in. They get around here past him. Finlay just got a second spot off Zasso there. So Finlay head down to that bend. And he has caught up very, very nicely. He's on a bit of a mission today, Zach Finlay. But the other Zach Tucker has got a good distance on the field at the minute as they start to spread out for this KA3 Senior Light here at Melbourne. Beautiful background there, Melbourne skyline. Just juggles his way through there, Tucker. Finlay, Sasso, O'Connor, Thompson, Spinks, McGrath, Ally, Marr, Cooper Fish rounds out the top 10. This boy's got a paddock in front of him. Behind him and in front of him, Zach Tucker. Well, just a bit of a gap to Finlay. Sasso's dropped back a little bit further in third. Not a heap, but enough. But I reckon Finlay's taken it upon himself to give this leader a bit of a challenge. We'll know Tucker that he's got Finlay not far away. You can see the gap is starting to shorten a little bit. So head up the top of the straight. Just got in the dirt a little bit there with Tucker. Trying to grab that extra bit of distance on the side there, just around that bend. Just through the racing line there. So Tucker, Finlay, nothing's really changed. Sasso in third, O'Connor 4, Thompson 5. It's a sunbeam through here in Melbourne. So, nice lead here from Tucker. He knows he's got a job in front of him, Zach Finlay in second spot. Sasso, O'Connor. And the rest have bunched themselves up. But it's a good race for the minors just at the moment. Zach Tucker's got his own way easily in front, or at least a dozen carts. Might even be more, Daniel. You'll probably have told me. Oh, yeah, I reckon it's a dozen.
I reckon you're probably about right.
Yeah, Finlay second, Sasso, O'Connor, Thompson. So, we've got the job in front of them here in Melbourne. And hope you're enjoying coverage wherever you are right around the place. We always love to know where you are. So, Tucker. Back up the straight. You can see the lead he's got there, Zach Tucker. He's not going to give it away in a hurry. Finlay and Sasso. So Sasso trying to close in on Zach Finlay, the second spot. But the leader of this race, the KA3 Senior Light, is doing it nicely, Zach Tucker. I always feel like Finlay's catching up there. Then you look from a different angle and it's like, whoa. So Tucker, Finlay, Sasso, O'Connor, Thompson. Not much has changed. So they make their way through and they'll come back up the straight. So we've done only 5 minutes in this, the final race here this afternoon, the KA3 Senior Light here in Melbourne. Thanks to our wonderful camera guys around the region. I better thank them right now. That's Nick up the top of the hill. We'll go around to Pereira. He's on the side there. She's doing a great job. I'm a bit worried about Seth, but no, he's fine. There he is. There's Seth on the camera there too. As they run up through the bottom part of the track here in Melbourne, Tucker. Got a good lead on Finlay, Sasso third. So these three boys are out virtually on their own at the minute. There's a few in the back of the pack, but you can see that there. So there we go. These are our first three. A little bit sideways there, Sasso, but trying to get that extra speed. So you expect that. So Tucker, Finlay and Sasso. So good racing so far in the final race today, the KA3 Senior Light. If you're wondering about some of the races before, here's the best part about this. You can actually rewind the Facebook page you may be on, or even YouTube, and it's there forever. So you can check it out, check the race again, see what happened, rewind, fast forward, do whatever you like. You can do it now if you want. Not just yet, because we haven't finished this race, but you know what I mean.
Minus that race where someone kicked the cord.
Yeah, there was the cord. Yeah, that was your fault. So Tucker out in front. Unless he makes a big mistake, Zachariah Tucker, then I think that he's pretty right at the minute. Finlay, he just can't bridge the gap. So Tucker, Finlay, Sasso. As they make their way around and up the top of the hill. So they'll tick over 7 minutes here. It's a 12-minute race here in Melbourne. All the finals are, plus the extra lap. So 7 minutes gone. Some good racing in this final race. Tucker well and truly out in front. Zach Finlay second. Sasto third. We've got Thompson in fourth. O'Connor fifth. McGrath sixth. Spinks in seventh. Ali in 8. Marr in 9. And Maxie Walton in 10. That's your top 10 of this race. The KA3 Senior Light here in Melbourne on a sunny, in fact, it's been a ripping weekend right around the region, not just Melbourne. Hopefully you've got some nice sunshine wherever you're watching from. Back up the top of the hill, some minor placings, as you can see, some changes there. We're going back to 9th and 10th spot there. A bit of a change there with Maxie Walton and Marr. So Walton moves in the 10th spot in front of Penman. Back to your race leader. As he moves around to the 8-minute mark, it's Zach Tucker of this 12-minute race. Can't see unless he makes a mistake, Zachariah, then I think he'll be hunky-dory. Finlay to Sasso. Thompson just going through the field there. O'Connor, McGrath, Spence, Ally, Mascar, Jaska Marr, I should say. Walton in 10. So she's a race in one at the minute, 8:21 gone this 12-minute race. So Tucker out in front. Finlay, he's just doing on a bit at the minute, which is Zach Tucker. Finlay just can't bridge the gap. Sasso back in third, Will Thompson fourth. And she's a fair bit of daylight to the rest of the field after that, as you can see, with a big shot there going through on Seth Ryan's camera. So they head up the top of the straight. Tucker, he's done 9 minutes. Can you hang on for 3 more, Zachary? Can you hang on? Finlay, I just reckon he's too far away, Zach Finlay. He's got to wait for a mistake from Tucker, and he hasn't made one yet. Sasso sitting third. You'll see him come around again. So Sasso in third. Might have just got a little bit closer there, Finlay, realising the time is about to run out. Heads up, back up the straight. So here we go. Tucker, as he ticks over 10 minutes 20, so a couple of minutes to go. Finlay, Sasso. But they moving around towards the back of the field, but it is all about Tucker of the Zachariah variety. Zach Finlay, Sasso, Thompson, and also a Connor rounding out your top five. It's still got that nice lead as he moves in. Good lap by Will Thompson back in 4 too. So he's gained a little bit of leverage on Christian Sasso. You can see that just behind as they head up the hill. I reckon he's a challenger to Sasso in third. Well, what's that with interest too? So Tucker, after 10.5 minutes, still in front. Finlay, Sasso, Thompson, they're the ones who are going to fight it out for third spot. You can see just behind there too on the cameras. As they make their way through. You'll see them now as they come through here. So it's a little bit of distance. But that can be shortened really quick towards the end when you will take a risk or two to try and get yourself a little bit further. So it feels like Finlay's just had a ripping lap, by the way, getting a bit closer to Tucker. Let's watch as they head up the straight, just what the distance is. So they head up the straight. There might be a bit of movement there. Tucker's still in front. 11-minute mark here. So there he is there, the race leader. Finlay, I don't think he's going to get him. Still have 3 laps to go though. Or 2 including 2 plus this one. So Sasso Thompson is the big one in third spot. Who's going to take that out? You can see just behind there. Right on his tail now, Christian Sasso. He's got Thompson sitting on his muffler as he makes his way around towards the bottom of the hill here. He may get the white flag here. I've got a sneaking suspicion. Does the white flag come out, Daniel? I'm not sure we can see that there.
I can't see, mate.
Can't see it. Righto, Tucker. Just gets a little bit closer, Finlay. It's not going to be enough, though. You wouldn't have thought. As they make their way down towards that back straight. So Tucker.
There's the white flag.
And there's the white flag coming out right about now. So
good battle for third and fourth.
It is indeed. So they come up. They'll take that last turn.
I wish I could tell my operators to focus on that.
That's
but,
it.
The headsets have gone down.
Yeah, have they? Righto. Well, it all happens towards the end of the day. It always does. So this is Tucker. He's got Finlay pretty close, though. All of a sudden, we've got a race here, Daniel. Stand by. Sit down, mate. Gee.
Last-ditch effort.
Yep, it is indeed. So Tucker out in front. He's had the race all to himself. It is the last lap of the KO3 Senior Light. As he makes his way round. Look out. Finlay says, I might just try and grab you, mate. Pressure's on. Zach Tucker, he's been brilliant in this race. He's got a man up his cake hole, and I tell you what, as he swings around towards the back, he might be right here, Tucker. Takes that last corner well, and he should be able to punch the air now. In fact, he has. What a great race, Zach Tucker. The fight is on for third. Couldn't get there in the end, Will Thompson. In fact, he did in the end. Sasso finished fourth. So it was Tucker, Finlay, Thompson, Sasso, O'Connor, Walton, McGrath. Alloy finished 8th. Spinks in 9th. Marr in 10. Peace in 11, Fish in 12, Penman in 13, Coppin in 14, McInerney 15, Emmons, Batagalia, Hudson Hughes in 18, Veriskic in 19, Potter 20, Jack Jenkins in 21, Stevens 22, Artho 23, Solar in 24, Fontania 26, 27 was Rhodes, 26 was Mild, Rhodes in 27, Salin in 28, Spiteri in 29 and Emily Shaw in 30. Quite a few did not finishes. But that's the last race, the KO3 Senior Light, and the winner was Zach Tucker. Good racing, Zachary, and good racing all day in the finals here in Melbourne. It is the City of Melbourne finals, the titles, I should say, We just had the finals and it was good racing all day. So congratulations to everyone. Thanks to our guys, the camera guys. Thanks to all the officials here, to Go Karting Victoria, who do a magnificent job. And that's probably the longest drive, that 9 cameras, isn't it, to go back from out there. You know, wait the whole race. But anyway, that is racing, Daniel. That's the way it goes.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, it is, mate.
We'll get out of here. Hope you enjoyed the day. We'll be back doing lots of go-karting and much, much more here on Super TV. Whatever you're doing, enjoy the night. And we will talk soon. Super TV, any sport, anywhere, anytime.